helped Wisconsinites achieve their financial goals at every stage of life, offering great rates for greater possibilities. Join today at uwcu.org. National Signing Day across the country for high school athletes on Wednesday, and the Wisconsin men's basketball team landed a 3-star recruit. Jack Robeson, a senior at Lakeville North High School in Lakeville, Minnesota, signed to the Badgers. The 6'6" small forward chose the Badgers over Minnesota, Nebraska, St. Thomas, and USF. This continues a pipeline from Lakeville North to Madison, as Robeson attends the same high school that senior forward Tyler Wall and freshman forward Nolan Winter attended.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin can dramatically help lower your energy costs year-round. No interest and no down payment for up to 36 months when you order by November 30th. Visit PellaWI.com.
Hey, this is Jen Latta. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN. Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin, presented by the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light. I'm Ben Brust, alongside Steve from Blues Clues, Kyle Wallace. Say something, Kyle.
You have the sexiest black Steve they'll ever find on Blues Clues and Nickelodeon, boy.
It's not a coincidence in that I and somebody else called you that today.
Well, I mean,
and now you've been self-conscious ever since.
Oh, anybody self-conscious? Listen, you make sure you go to ESPN Milwaukee or ESPN Madison on YouTube so you can see this beautiful, wonderful Steve from Blues Clues shirt that I have.
Black Steve.
Black Steve, baby. Black Steve.
That's Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, 6-year NFL punter, rocking Super Bowl 50 gear today.
Had to change it up. Had to let y'all. I had to big time. As
Go
you
ahead
guys
and say
always
y'all
put
peasants.
That.
We're peasants.
I remind you guys you are peasants. I did call you guys that yesterday, and I stand by it.
800-990-3776. That's the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. As Kyle mentioned, streaming on YouTube at ESPN Madison, at ESPN Milwaukee, and homeboy Chris running the show. Here's where I want to start, and it's not selfish. I'm not going to start with the basketball championship in which I won last night. We're going to get to that later.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Here we go.
Oh, wow.
Kiss the ring.
You douche.
You
Yeah.
couldn't get more than 2 minutes into the show.
We didn't even, it was about minute 50, and I had to drop that in. I was sore as can be waking up, but the next 4 games for the Green Bay Packers are critical for so many reasons, right? And I think the biggest reason is, I'm going to go back to it because I never have good analogies, but I nailed it in the moment, and I'm going to keep on rolling with because our analogy guy, Brad Nortman, said, hey, Ben, that was a good one. Well, I would say that the first 8 games for Jordan Love was, when he got the syllabus, it said attendance, showing up, just coming to class, learning. What do they call when you had the main class and then you had the smaller group class? You know what I'm talking about? When you say it was 150 people, and then 20 people go off to a group.
Gen Eds versus your core.
Well, no, it was like one of the grad assistants would lead.
Was it called like a discussion?
Yeah, like a discussion, right? So he's
mandatory
learning.
discussion.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I had a laugh.
Ron McKee, who's watching on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee, says Kyle left Gryffindor for Slytherin, which is great because on the KBN Academy you can see Kyle's Gryffindor scarf.
I'm sorry, I'm not.
You're not a Harry Potter fan.
I'm not a nerd.
I actually was watching Harry Potter last night. I am a nerd. But the next 4 games are critical, and the first 8, as I mentioned, 25% of the grade that you give Jordan Love. The next 4, I give 50% of the weight of the grade to what we see in evaluating Jordan Love on the next 4 games. And so it's going to be critical when you think about the opponents. You think about where you're at in the season. Is winning the priority? Is growing as a team the priority? And Brad, you came up with this. I'll give you credit. Actually, I don't know if it was Brad or Kyle because I wasn't there. Would you rather see Jordan Love go 0-4 in the next 4 games, but he looks great? He looks better than we've seen the first 8. Or would you rather see this team go 4-0 and win in spite of him? 800-990-3776. They lose 4 in a row, but Jordan Love looks great. Or Would you rather them go 4-0 as a team, but win in spite of Jordan Love? Bradley.
This just goes back to the theme of this season, which is primarily we need to evaluate Jordan Love, evaluate the rest of the team for sure, but evaluate Jordan Love. We want the clock to go triple zeros on week 18 and know, is number 10 our future or is he not? And if I'm going to be honest, I will take Jordan Love playing great, showing that he's the guy, making the deep ball passes, being confident, being elusive in the pocket, doing all the things you want to see him do, being able to dissect defenses, and have the team go 0-4. That is very possible, by the way. You can have a quarterback do great things and look awesome out there and show that he's the guy, but whether it be turnovers, defense struggling, there's a whole bunch of things that can happen to have the Packers lose 4 games, but Love looks great.
What about the selfish aspect? We have to deal with Kyle 4 straight Packer losses in a row, Monday through Wednesday. Until he turns the corner on Thursday on a day like today where he's got a little more optimism.
The emotional journey would be very real, very real. And honestly, too, if that happens, I think you come out of that saying, you know what? I don't know if they're drawing up the contract extension right now, but Jordan Love surely has the inside track, and he is surely trending in that direction to get that contract if he plays great over the next 4 days or games, 2 of which are in prime time, a lot of which are against very good defenses. Plus, you go 0-4, you're looking at 3-9, you probably have a top 5 pick. A top 5 pick. And if you're not going to use that on a quarterback because Jordan Love is the guy, you can get yourself a 10-year offensive tackle. You get yourself Maserati Marv, although that nickname needs to die.
Well, then don't ever say it again.
Well, that was my only time to give it credence.
I like Maserati Marv.
You like that name?
Yeah.
He doesn't, though. Maserati Marv himself doesn't like the nickname.
I don't care what Maserati Marv like.
Unless he's on the Packers.
Right.
Right.
And then you could get yourself a guy like that where if you have the quarterback situation locked down, you can tackle other vital positions like offensive tackle, like an elite receiver, things that you do need to continue to build this team. So give me the 0-4 and Jordan Love playing great.
See, this is the way that I look at it, right? The Packers, if they go 4-0, that means that something must have went right because the next 4 games are the Steelers over 500, the Chargers who are 500, the Lions who are the top dog not only in the NFC North, the Lions right now are arguably the best team in the NFC, and the Kansas City Chiefs who are the defending Super Bowl champions. So we talked about this season is about evaluating Jordan Love. Who is Jordan Love going to be? Can he be a franchise quarterback? So going 0-4 and Jordan Love playing well, that is great. That's phenomenal. That's super. But here's the issue within that. If we go 0-4 and Jordan Love plays great, what does that say about the rest of this roster around Jordan Love? Are you a step closer to being a competitive Super Bowl team, a playoff team, if only your quarterback is good? No, you are not. And so when I look at this, is of course, I want Jordan Love to perform. I want him to be great. But one player does not make the entire team. If the Green Bay Packers are able to go 4-0 despite the play of Jordan Love, that tells me this. That means the young core players that you have are stepping up. You said the vital position of tackle. We know that the left tackle position is up. You don't know where you're going to be with that, but that means something got going right that left tackle position or the right guard position. That means the run game probably got going. Maybe Luke Musgrave made some plays. Maybe Christian Watson started making plays. Romeo Doubs. Maybe all those young guys, that young core that we talked about, Tay Wicks and Reed, maybe they stepped up and played so well despite the fact that their quarterback wasn't playing well, and we say, wow. This offense has some potential. Wow. If we had a guy to throw him a ball, and we've seen with other teams like the 49ers, man, if they just had a quarterback, how good could they be? Wouldn't we rather be in the position of saying,
I'd rather have a quarterback than searching for one.
Wait a minute. But wouldn't we rather be in a position to say this team around us is pretty dang good? And the defense has stepped up, and all of a sudden these young guys on the defense is pretty dang good. But we won the last 4 games. Now we're in the playoff conversation. Now we become an attractive destination for free agents, and we have some draft capital that we got for Rasul Douglas. We had 2 third-round picks, 2 second-round picks, a first-round pick, which you could maybe put that all together and go and still get you a quarterback for the future. I would much rather be in a position knowing that everybody on my team, the 10 other players on our offense, are good and ready and primed to go to be successful than our quarterback being primed and be ready to go be successful. Because if he sucks, at least you know you can replace them.
No, it's not that easy to replace quarterbacks, and that's the biggest flaw. And every time that you try and think about the team winning in spite of Jordan Love, and I understand wanting to believe in seeing other guys other than Jordan Love step up, because it is 22 guys, offense, defense, and you have the special teams, but the most important position in football is quarterback. 800-990-3776. Again, 800-990-3776. We're asking you, would you rather see Jordan Love play well, but they go 0-4 the next 4 games? And that's maybe better than play well. He looks great. Or would you rather see the Packers go 4-0 and win in spite of him? And, of course, our text line messes up. But I remember what Greg in Germantown said. He had said anyone who says they'd rather see the Packers go 4-0 is short-sighted. And then I see the next text. Dave from Aaron, 1,000% 4-0 in spite of Love. And then the next text is Chef Ed saying the evaluation is over. He's terrible. And so that is that I'm not ready to jump to the conclusion of terrible because there has been a lot of factors that go against him in terms of I will be on my high horse criticizing Mark Gutekunst till the end of time with the way he set up this damn roster.
You just combine Mark Murphy and Goody, what you said? Or did you do it on purpose?
I didn't do it on purpose. Did I call him Mark Gutekunst?
You did, but it worked out because you might as well call them all one.
I mean, they're rowing in the same. They're both the same direction, whether that's the right direction or not. They're going one way.
Well, and I'll say this: the Packers organization, they love things going according to plan. They love a familiar script that they know how it's going to go, and they feel comfortable with it. It's one of the reasons why I think they drafted Jordan Love when they did, is because they thought, look, we have a 3-year time window on Aaron Rodgers. Does that sound familiar? Let's go back to 2005 with Brett Favre. I think they like their script. They like their draft and develop. It's more of a traditional approach. There is no more eerie of a script than would be to have Jordan Love perform very well, have the team struggle, just like Aaron Rodgers, right? His first year, what was it? 6 and 10. 6 and 10. Even Rob Domofsky said defense gave up a lot of points, but you saw it. And then that all kind of came together the next year. And then year 3 of Aaron Rodgers being a starter was Super Bowl. So I would love to see another reflective script of that, where Jordan Love takes the reins, shows he's the guy, struggles their way through the first season, get some draft picks, continue to load up, allow that to peak out. It would look just like Aaron Rodgers' first couple of years.
And here's the thing that we have to remember. We talked bad about Goody last week, and Goody, deservingly so, got all that criticism. And so if the Packers go 4-0 despite Jordan Love against the Chargers, against the Steelers, against the Lions and Chiefs, 4 really good football teams, what does that say? That says that maybe, just maybe, Goody has solved his issue of not being able to draft players. Because if these players are able to win despite his poor pick at quarterback potentially, that means that we're going in the right direction. We're taking a step in the right direction, meaning that this team is starting to turn the corner. And if it goes the other way and Jordan Love looks good, but all the talent around him looks bad, guess what? Guess who's going to be drafting to try to replace the bad talent that is on the team that went 0-4 despite the fact that Jordan Love played very well? Goody. So you're in a worse predicament if Jordan Love is the only bright spot on this team. You don't have the guy in place to put other bright spots around Jordan Love. But vice versa, if you see the fact that we have some bright spots on this team despite quarterback, that means Goody did a good job the last couple of drafts in getting guys that we can draft, develop, and eventually depend on to be successful.
I mean, it's a big maybe. They got to go 4-0. But you're leaning and telling us that is what you're looking for. 920 chimes in, 800-990-3776. You have to go with the Packers going 0-4 with Love playing great. How many teams have won a Super Bowl with an average to bad quarterback? Those teams that did had an all-time great defense, which the Packers do not possess. Dave from Aaron just says, amen, brother Kyle. 800-990-3776. We'll hear from Jordan Love and what he thinks the ceiling is for this offense. The next 4 games are critical. Would you rather see them go 4-0 in spite of Jordan Love or go 0-4 and Jordan Love play great? 800-990-3776. Streaming on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee. And Chris Larson, I believe, has the pull up on Twitter at KBN ESPN. We hear from you, KBN Nation, 800-990-3776. Next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, presented by Bud Light.
No, some of those things I say act like I think I'm something that I'm not.
I mean, you can say, listen, I'm finna do this show here from 5 to 6.
I'm finna do the shot.
The Homer Hour finna be lit from 5 to 6.
No, I'll never say that again.
It rolls, though, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't. It's not me.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Thanks for the memories.
And they're the champions!
Yeah, right.
He chose the team that we hate here in Milwaukee.
Is Craig Counsell new enemy number 1 in the state of Wisconsin?
And that's the Chicago Cubs. And I'm telling you, this is the biggest betrayal in sports history for Wisconsin.
React to the move of Counsell to the Cubs right here. 94.5 ESPN.
You're still a traitor.
I can't wait for what's next. Even with higher stroke risk due to atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Eliquis, the Pixaban tablets, reduces stroke risk. It's the #1 cardiologist prescribed blood thinner.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or have antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or unusual bruising, or if you have tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. It may increase your bleeding risk if you take medicines such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Get your game on at the Island Resort and Casino with first-round picks of your favorite slots and table games. Bring friends and watch your favorite team compete on big screens. Grab game day eats in T. McSee's Sports Bar or celebrate your team's victory in Horizon's Steakhouse. To book your game time at the Island Resort and Casino, call 800-682-6040 today.
That poor shotgun of yours. It only sees the light of day during a hunting trip or two each year. Don't you think that bad boy deserves to be fired year-round? Bring it to Waukesha Gun Club, one of Wisconsin's largest shotgun-only clubs. Their 12-week winter heated 5-stand league starts November 25th. Register today and join other friends of neglected shotguns. Waukesha Gun Club has over 98 acres and is the perfect place for business or family fun outings. Learn more at waukeshagunclub.org.
Where is your pain? Is it in your knees, hips, your back? Don't let it sideline you any longer. And don't let them tell you that surgery is your only option. Call QC Kinetics now. It's the future of pain relief. Hey, this is Brad Nortman, and QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, restoring and repairing damaged joint tissue the natural way. This is the science of using properties from your own body to bring you lasting relief with no drugs and no downtime. QC Kinetics is trusted by patients all across America. Over 150 clinics nationwide with advanced protocols that can get you moving again. So get started now and you can live big in 2024. These new advanced regenerative treatments are getting amazing reviews for people with arthritic pain and pain from an injury. Again, no drugs, no downtime, no surgery. Call QC Kinetics for a free consultation. Let their medical professionals give you a better path toward that pain-free life. Call 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Again, 414-285-3474.
Current Electric offers professional generator installation services to homes throughout Milwaukee and surrounding areas. With more and more energy needed to power our homes and businesses, blackouts are becoming an increasingly common occurrence. Whether they're due to unexpected storms, grid issues, or down power lines, it is both inconvenient and potentially dangerous to lose power. Let the superheroes from Current Electric find the perfect generator for your space. Go to callcurrent.com for more information. That's callcurrent.com.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Said you can have whatever you like. Said you can have whatever you like. Yeah, stacks on deck, Patron on ice.
Turn it up on a Thursday, I guess?
This is one of those songs that I recognize.
I was going to say, this put me into, like, freshman year of college?
Yeah.
Maybe junior year for you, Kyle?
I'm glad y'all know who T.I. is. I would have really questioned you if you didn't know who T.I. was.
We know T.I. You don't have to give us a lesson there. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. 800-990-3776. We're asking you, would you rather see Jordan Love play well or great, we can even say, and the Packers go 0-4, or would you rather see the Packers go 4-0 and win in spite of him? Let's go to John in Franklin. John, what would you rather see?
I'd rather see them go 4-0 with Jordan Love not playing great. And the reason why is that I think then we know two of the three, if you want to look at the coach, the GM, and the player Love, we're good to go. We're in a good spot. I think keeping Love humble would bode really well. And I think we would get a true critique of what Jordan Love is if everything else is working right, instead of coming up with excuses. And then this would maybe give it an incentive on the offseason to know what he really truly needs to work on to maybe take the team to the next level. That's pretty much it.
No, I appreciate the call, John.
I like the optimism there. I like that.
It's optimistic, but you're trying to gobble up too many things at once.
Yeah, and my concern is if he plays poorly over the next 4 games and they still win, that's great for the team. It's good to show that other guys are taking a step forward.
Worst draft pick.
But yeah, worst draft pick. You're further away from knowing who your quarterback is, and that might be a death sentence for Jordan's Love, figuratively, for his career in the Packers.
Thank you. We didn't know it was figuratively.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about, burying a Craig Counsell bobblehead yesterday. I mean, I want this thing to get too dark. But yeah, because then you'd have a sample size of, that'd be 13 games through the season, 12. That's a pretty big sample size. It'd be hard to come back to finish out the year to undo most of the season being bad, especially if you're going to weight those 4 games like a 50% midterm.
Well, I know we've been talking a lot about this 4-game stretch, but I think it's important to know the feelings from the quarterback and what he's been telling the media in terms of, what he thinks the ceiling can be for this team. Chris, if you could please pull up Jordan Love talking about where he thinks they can go as they're getting healthier right now.
When you have all your guys out there, I definitely think this offense has a really high ceiling. And when Aaron Jones is out there, it just creates more plays, more opportunity for other guys as well when the defense is locking in on him. But then when you don't have guys, we've talked about it, other guys need to step up and can't let that performance kind of die down. But when you have your best guys out there, for sure, it adds just extra level the defense got to look for, and just try and get those guys the ball.
That Jordan Love talking about a healthier offense.
Okay, and this is a compliment. You might not take this as a compliment, but for me it is. I'm getting at least behind the podium, Russell Wilson vibes from answers like that.
What?
Not okay, first of all, he won 2 Super Bowl, or won 1 and went to another. But don't you think, with Jordan Love, he just says all the right things. Of course he feels that way.
I don't care if you say all the right things and you don't perform.
Okay, I'm not comparing their performance. When I hear him and close my eyes, that could be Russell Wilson. Anybody else think that way or no? Am I off?
I get what you're saying. I get because
Russ is much cornier.
Well, yeah, but for real, just focus. Giving you the simplistic answer of this is what it is,
it's coach speak.
and just staying focused.
Brad, you strike me as someone who likes coach speak.
Yeah, I can respect a good coach speak. Go out there and talk, say a lot, or talk a lot and say nothing. That's one of the things they teach you in locker room 101 communication.
He didn't give you anything, but he really just kind of made my case as well, because he's talking about guys getting healthy. He's talking about the team still taking the right steps and hitting their ceiling overall. He's talking about the team, and that's why my whole point is this. We play a team game. This is not an individual game of football. It takes 11 guys working in unison in order to successfully either execute a play or successfully stop an offense and trying to do what they want to do. And so knowing more about what your team is, even for Jordan Love, knowing more about what he has around him puts him in a better situation and position. But overall for this franchise, understanding what you have when it comes to the 22 starters, what position of need you have, wouldn't you rather have one position of need than multiple? And again, I understand the quarterback is the most important position on the team, but this might be the good time for you to be able to say, hey, he ain't the one, so you have clarity for the future, and you know that what you have to do in order to be successful is find the one.
Do you buy that the offense has a high ceiling?
No. In 23, they don't have
I was going to say, that was the one thing when I was going to reply to of that, Jordan Love quote was saying they have a high ceiling. I mean, like, they don't. It's just the truth, and it's because of him. Like, whether that's good or bad, he's
because of Jordan Love.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you can't complete deep passes at a high percentage, your ceilings in offense only go so far.
And that's fair. I mean, and that's my whole thing is that I really feel like if Jordan Love is the issue with the Green Bay Packers, and the team excels despite Jordan Love, you have clarity. You know exactly what you need to do. Nobody, like in a boat, right? If you have a boat and you have holes in different places on the boat, you're like, oh my goodness, should I buy a new boat or what? Or do I fill the holes? Or if you have one spot that has a hole in the boat, what do? You say, well, let me just patch that one hole, and we're good as new and ready to go, keep floating and keep sailing.
But you're talking about the holes all being equal.
But no,
yeah, it's a big hole. Isn't the risk of that, though, being like where our friend Aaron Rodgers went, being the Jets? I mean, they've had a really good defense for like 4 years now, and they've cultivated some weapons, and they still can't get it right.
And so I guess I haven't answered yet, but I guess you probably know where I'm going to go. The only answer to me is going 0-4 and Love looking great. Because, again, I don't care if the rest of the roster plays well. Because you can only go as far as a quarterback will take you. Even San Francisco, the team that everyone wants the Packers to look like, has not won a Super Bowl, and they keep trying to take cracks at the quarterback position, and they have just about everything that you're talking about. A great defense. When Trent Williams is healthy, he's the best left tackle in the game. They have a great running back. They have a great tight end. They have a wide receiver that they can use out wide in Brandon Ayuk. They have a wide receiver they can line up in the backfield or put him out in the slot, and Deebo Samuel who can make plays. They are
elite coach
and an elite coach. They have everything you would want in terms of putting a Super Bowl roster together, but they're missing the one ingredient that they keep trying to find.
Well, they swung
and that
and they missed.
is a quarterback.
They swung and they missed, and that should be a lesson. That should be a lesson for a lot of general managers and fans. Is do not put stock into anyone that does not have a lot of film at a high level playing football. And there's not a lot of Josh Allens out there, right? Who can play at Wyoming and then all of a sudden be a stud in the NFL. If you're a GM, you should draft a guy that played the highest level of football against the highest level of competition, and not some guy like Trey Lance that only played like 1 year of college football because of the COVID year.
The one thing I do like about the possibility of going 4-0, the team looking like they take a collective step forward, but Love struggling, is that you could reset your quarterback salary, right? If you then go ahead, draft a guy, then you do have a 4-year window of actually really nice cap relief. Because the problem is Jordan Love, if he's the guy, all of a sudden he's dialed up for that $40 million contract.
Yeah, but again, it's risk. It is risky to be like, hey, all right, we're gonna draft a guy and we're gonna have him on a 5-year rookie deal, and we have a lot more space to fill the roster and have everything but that quarterback position feeling a lot more firm. But we see all around the league that even the outliers are so hard to find nowadays.
They are, but I'm just thinking about it. And again, this is going a little bit more deep, and a lot of it's going to be over people's heads a little bit. Is the draft this year is full of good NFL quarterbacks or potential NFL quarterback. If this is going to be a year, out of any year that you want to have to draft a quarterback, trade up and draft a quarterback, know that your roster is set except for at that number one position, this is actually a good year where in the top 15, you may be able to find a guy. So that is what's so important to me.
Well, that's what's so infuriating about this season is because that should be the goal, is figuring out, is like KBN Academy, is it an A, is it an F as far as Jordan Love being the guy? Because
B's, C's, or D's or anywhere in between is
good.
Bad.
Because you look at the 2025 class going the year after, it is much more depleted compared to this year. So this is the year you got to know, and this is the year you got to reset if he's not the guy.
And so, Brad, it sounds like you're coming more to my side because you have just convinced yourself, using myself and the knowledge that I gave you and the argument that I made, is that you are in a better position in the future knowing that your team can maybe be 9-8 or 500 and not have a good quarterback and be able to reset at that quarterback position and try with somebody else. If first you don't succeed, try again. And I'd rather have the Green Bay Packers this year win despite their quarterback and try again with somebody else that's going to cost less money than have Jordan Love, have his big salary, and have a team that is not ready to grow with him.
I just want you to give me some examples where that works.
Well, I mean, I have to look at some examples where, Let me take a look.
I'll give you some time. I'll give you some
that. I can throw some big ones.
Where the team is good and they just take stabs at quarterbacks until they get one and they have a young one that then they have.
The Philadelphia Eagles did it with Jalen Hurts. That's one that did it. And then also you can go and try to sign somebody. And again, we're not the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but the Buccaneers did it. The Denver Broncos went and signed a quarterback. The Minnesota Vikings went to try to go.
You're just saying stuff right now.
I'm
bringing Peyton. Are you talking about when they brought Peyton Manning? Because he wasn't the reason why.
Time out.
They won in spite of his ass.
Stop it.
Their defense.
The year they won.
And you're talking about signing a guy who's won a Super Bowl and is a future Hall of Famer.
No, well, you don't know how things are going to shake out.
Oh my gosh, there's nobody coming to the free agent market.
Can't rely on the quarterback.
I'm talking about into the future, but just in general, I think.
Man, you know what it is? He's loco. It's Thursday. He's so optimistic right now that no matter what comes out of his mouth, even if there's no truth to it, he's going to believe it.
No, look at the situation with, again, I'm just going to throw names out there of teams that did not have a quarterback that had pieces and were able to stay stable. We look at Seattle, right? They got Geno Smith in there. I'm just saying the team was able
But they're not going to win a Super Bowl. And isn't that the goal that you want, Mr. Titletown, Mr. Green Bay Packer fan?
The goal is to win a Super Bowl and hopefully have a competent quarterback. And I much rather have a team and a roster primed. I'd much rather be the San Francisco 49ers.
I want a franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
I want a franchise quarterback. And I'm going to search until I find one because that is the best way to long-term success. Team building and trying to find a quarterback? No.
See, the other side is having a good quarterback with a poor roster around them and then having them be questioned their entire career. We saw a guy with Matt Stafford in Detroit who literally lost year after year after year. I believe he was.
That's a Detroit problem.
But no, you can look up and down about. We're looking right now in Chicago. The roster around Justin Fields could be the reason why his career is going to end up crashing and burning. And so the thing is, if you don't have a good roster around a young quarterback, you can basically say that quarterback's career is going to be over because he's not going to have the opportunity to show his full potential because the players around him are trash. They're not good. It takes a good team in order to win championships, including the quarterback, and I'd much rather have a good team and go find me my quarterback. I believe.
Yeah, gosh, he's been spoiled with 30 straight years of Hall of Fame quarterback play, and now he's like, throw it out the window. Let's just take stabs at quarterback until we find one. I want a great team all around.
I sure
whatever we bring in.
Kyle Jr. gonna be celebrating championships one day.
Jr.
That's 10 years.
Did you just break the news?
Oh no, ain't no news to be broken. No babies coming from me.
KBN Academy next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Listen, Diana, that's her name. Listen, we all about positive manifestation. I like you, Diana. All it is negative.
Diana.
Criticize.
Dirty Diana.
I love you, Kyle.
Love you too, girl.
I love you, Kyle.
I love you too. That's what I'm talking about. The real Packer Nation.
Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Congratulations are in order for Cedar Ridge Distillery's Original 86 Bourbon, the best-selling bourbon in Iowa for a third straight year, making a home in Wisconsin. Ben Brust here to tell you more about Cedar Ridge Distillery's bourbon and whiskey. Aged in non-climate control rickhouses, the Midwest weather means Cedar Ridge products go through all the temperature swings. That means unique flavors. So it makes sense that the Quintessential is one of the highest awarded American single malts. Trust me, each bottle of Cedar Ridge is handcrafted with that Midwest feel. Learn more about their award-winning products at cedarridgedistillery.com.
Hi, this is Wayne Larrabee, the voice of Green Bay football. You know, fans count on me to make the right call every time, and I can continue to do that thanks to Summit Eye Care of Wisconsin. When my vision began to drift, my eye doctor said Summit Eye Care was the best place to go. Using the latest adjustable implants, the doctors at Summit were able to fine-tune my vision. In fact, my vision is now the best it's ever been. Summit Eye Care was the right call to help me see all the action on game days.
To schedule an appointment at one of their locations, visit summitiwi.com.
Right now, the prices of diamonds are probably the lowest we'll see in our lifetime.
Diamond prices are low, low, low. Here's why.
It was hard to meet new people during COVID.
When a person meets their soulmate, they usually get engaged about 39 months later.
People started dating again only about 36 months ago.
Most of the people who got engaged during COVID
or immediately after COVID
were already in a relationship before the COVID lockdown began.
The Wall Street Journal even published a story about all of this.
Low sales of engagement rings created a worldwide oversupply of diamonds.
But now, engagement ring sales are beginning to pick up again.
By the end of next spring, this temporary oversupply will be gone.
And diamond prices will start climbing like crazy.
If you ever wanted to own a big diamond, this is the year to do it.
Find the Kesslers nearest you
and see our extended holiday hours
at KesslersDiamonds.com.
If you want to own a big diamond, the time is now.
Wisconsin is still cattle country, and that's why Bunzel's chose to stay close to home to hand select the finest beef. Quality goes into everything they do, from Bunzel's expansive array of meats, homemade specialty sausages, and their award-winning beef jerky. It just isn't a proper holiday meal without Bunzel's top quality cuts on the dinner table. Tasting is believing. Bunzels.com.
This is a year of change for Wisconsin football. Whether it's a new quarterback or coach, our teams will be exciting to watch this season. As Wisconsin's 3PL, Evans Transportation knows a thing or two about changing things up when it comes to manufacturers' accounting, shipping, and tracking needs. Call Evans if your supply chain team isn't running on all cylinders this season. Good luck to our Wisconsin football teams from Wisconsin's 3PL in Delafield. Find them at evanstrans.com. That's evanstrans.com.
Are you looking for a way to make an impact this holiday season? Make a splash by donating to the Life Navigator Soap and Suds Drive. It's simple. Your donation of body wash, hand sanitizer, lotion, or laundry pods will help local kids and adults with disabilities stay safe, happy, and healthy all year long. Please consider donating this holiday season to the Life Navigator Soap and Suds Drive. Learn more on how you can donate this holiday season at lifenavigators.org. Life Navigators is your disability partner. Learn more at lifenavigators.org.
Attention value hunters, save on new Black Friday Now deals this week at Fleet Farm. Enjoy 20% off select sizes of our chocolate candies. Get a Food Saver vacuum sealing system for just $69.99. Stay warm and cozy with Mega Warmer 10-packs, 2 for $10. And stock up on softwood fuel pellets, 2 bags for only $11. Save big on everything you need for everyday life at Fleet Farm.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
On Twitter at Kyle, on Twitter at KBN ESPN. Over the next 4 games, would you rather see the Packers go 0-4 but Jordan Love play well, or the Packers go 4-0 in spite of him? 66%, about 2/3 of you say you want to see Love play well even if they go 0-4. The other third, 4-0 in spite of him. And in the comments, you have somebody sending a GIF. You play to win the game. Well, that may be true, but if the roster's not good enough to win the game, then you might be setting yourself up for a better spot next year. Even if they're playing hard to win the game, doesn't guarantee over these next 4 games that they do. Tom chimes in with a good point, I believe. The Steelers, Chargers, Lions, Chiefs, their next 4 games in which they play, have a combined 22-11 record. The Packers don't have enough talent to compete. If Love can ball out and prove he's a legit franchise quarterback, and the team is in position to draft a real playmaker, Maserati, Marv, that's a win-win. 800-990-3776. That's the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. Will continue to hear from you. You can also continue to vote on Twitter at KBN ESPN and stream on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee. But it's time now to go to school.
In radio, our goal's pretty simple.
Just so you know, we really suck.
Have an A show or an F show.
Hey, I'll decide who sucks around here.
The same goes for topics in this next segment. This is the KBN Academy.
Those that can't do, teach.
It is the KBN Academy. Kyle Wallace has his Gryffindor scarf on. Yeah, I know. Good one, Ben. Good one. You know what, Justin and Racine? We'll do this for you. Yesterday night, because this is on KBN Academy, as Kyle Wallace is a professor, Brad Nortman is a professor, and I am as well, we have to give an A or an F to the question. There's no B, C's, or D's or anywhere in between. Giannis was ejected from last night's Bucks win after a stare down following a dunk. A or F? Giannis's actions warranted an ejection.
That's an F for me. I don't think it did. I've seen NBA.
You debated.
Huh?
You debated.
Well, no, I just wanted to take it all in holistically, right? The mean mug, and then, the barking with the ref and sitting down in the chair. Listen, I've seen NBA guys do a whole lot worse and get a whole lot less of a punishment. I feel like whenever a superstar does that, sometimes these refs, they feel like they need to bow up and be like, I'm going to take control of this game. I want none of that. Man, that's so soft. This is not worth an ejection. I'm going to defend my guy, Giannis. Keep doing you. Keep mean mugging. Keep acting a fool.
I like that. Bow up. Is that what they say out the
bow
birds?
up.
Bow up if you want
out there
to.
in Lake Country, you better bow up.
Bow up. Well, you know what? Giannis did bow up yesterday, and you know what? I was watching it, and I said, Giannis, chill, calm down. He was arguing calls, and the referee was telling him, chill, and he refused to have any type of chill. I actually believe that this is an A. Giannis got what he deserved. This was after Giannis was already complaining before that, and then once you decide to look at the referee and take a seat, you can't take no seat like that and look at the ref in the middle. You're trying to show him up. Giannis, we are better than that. We should respect the game more than that. I'm going to let this slide because you have a track record and history of being an excellent human being and showing great character on the basketball court. But yesterday, I'm telling you, somebody must have made him mad before that game because he was on one last night.
Yeah, he was on one last night because, and again, I heard Adrian Griffin talk about, maybe need to be more vocal with the referees, right? So, I got two things for it. First, I'll answer the question. F. Giannis's actions did not warrant an ejection. This isn't about the referees. This isn't about the stripes. This is about the stars. This is about the players. And guess what? It is a primal emotion to go and dunk on somebody and want to scream and go, get in their face. You know why? Because you just did something fun and you just did something powerful. What are you supposed to do? Just turn around and walk back like nothing happens? If you dunk on somebody's head, you best let them know that you own them.
Did you ever dunk on somebody's head?
Actually, once in high school. Caught the eye of the entire gym.
Great.
It did, and it was against a team, Minnesota Pump and Run. I'll never forget in my life. One of the teams that's thrown oops themselves in the layup lines, and I caught in the left wing 1-2 on his head.
Y'all won too, huh?
Of course. I don't know if we won, but I remember the memory. My point is it is only natural to show emotion. And he didn't even cross the line. He didn't do the Scottie Pippen walk over Patrick Ewing's head. He looked at him, gave him a mean mug, and did too small. And guess what? Sure, the actions were too far afterwards sitting down, but I would have been pissed too if I were him. And then I listened. Hang on, Adrian Griffin. I know they're 5-2. I know they're finding their way, but I do not like the way I'm hearing him talk at the podium. Early on, it was, hey, I had to listen to my guys. I had to put Brook and drop coverage on defense. Great, I'm glad you listened and it worked. But you need to be smart enough to know that. You have to know your personnel and adjust your defense to that. And then I hear him talking about, all right, yeah, I think I need to do a better job of getting in the referee's ear. This is a team with 2 top 10 superstars. I don't need a head coach that's learning how to interact with the refs. I need somebody who's ready to win a championship. And this was my problem with Matt LaFleur early on with his career with the Green Bay Packers. You know why? Because he didn't go for it on 4th and goal against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because the moment was too big for him in 2020.
Okay, wait a minute. You want a coach that has no head coaching experience to be experienced. He has 7 games under his belt. He's going to learn how to be a head coach.
I don't need you to learn. I need you to be ready.
Well, you hired the wrong guy then.
Sure, if that's what you want to say. But if you get thrown into this, fake it till you make it, buddy. Fake it till you make it.
It takes time. It absolutely.
They don't have
Joe
time.
Mazzulla with the Celtics, it took time. Listen, the Bucks are going to be okay, but you coming at Adrian Griffin? Come on now, the man's been the head coach for 7 games.
Golly gee Williker. It is Thursday, man. I think Thursday's my least favorite day of the week now. Is he not
overreacting to 7 games?
Well, I think in general, having an inexperienced head coach in a championship team that's a tough situation. I would much prefer to experience head coach, but
thank you. Give him some time.
I will, but I'm not going to give a lot because
That the
you don't
vein is
want to
popping.
wait. You can't waste the window. You cannot waste the window that the Bucks have right now. DW and Plover says Giannis makes that face all the time. He just happened to land with his face right in the guy's face. He turned away as soon as he realized he was face to face. That is the thing I saw as well. That's what I'm talking about. Like, it was not egregious. He did not show him up. He did not walk over his face with his cojones in the guy's face like Scottie Pippen did to Patrick Ewing, and Scottie Pippen didn't even get tossed back then. We've gone soft. Bane, go back down. All right, let's move on. Matt LaFleur said A.J. Dillon's playing the best football of the year right now. ARF, the Packers should use... Thank you.
I didn't even hear the question.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
F is right. They're all three of these. Ready? You ready for this?
I don't even know what the questions
This
are.
is the best you've seen A.J. Dillon play in a Packers uniform. F, I've seen him play better before.
Yeah.
I've seen him play better before. He's strung together a couple good games, great, but I've seen him strung together more in the past. ARF, you'd rather see more A.J. Dillon than Aaron Jones. Hell no. ARF, the Packers should use Dillon more at running back and Jones more as receiver. Hell no. F. Are we all in agreement
That's
there?
failing the whole semester right there. That's a lot of Fs.
Sounds like they need to go on academic probation or be suspended for a little bit to figure their lives out.
Who's an A all the time? Very, very, very easy to tell you. That's Gina Della from Pella.
They are always an A. They never come up with a failing grade in KBN Academy. They always get not just an A, but an A+. That's because Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin are the best there is, and there's a lot of things in this world right now you can't control, and that includes inflation, skyrocketing prices, but there's some things you can do when it comes to your home costs, and that's lower your energy costs, and not just during the winter, but all year round. That's because if you have drafty windows and drafty doors, they're bumping up that bill. I see it now. Between September now to October and November, that bill is starting to go up, but if you have Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, they can help you out, get these windows and doors installed in as little as 6 weeks, help keep that bill lower throughout the winter, and you can save even more right now with no interest and no down payment for up to 36 months. But that doesn't last forever. You have to order by November 30th. So set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Our former NFL player of the group has some words for Jordan Love. How would you best describe in five, like a little summary here? What do you got for him?
Yeah, actually, this is a credit to you because Ben Brust's analogy of him going into this important midterm season, I'm going to put my guidance counselor hat on, and I'm going to give Jordan Love at GBU, Green Bay University, a pep talk as he goes into these important finals season.
I better be inspired. That's next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light.
Great to see you again.
Oh, you need some.
And then I said, I appreciate it. The same goes for you. Let me know if anything I can do for you. Obviously, what am I going to do for Russell Wilson? You're the man.
Babysit his kids when they go to Carolina.
BFF.
Fake relationship of all time.
No way.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. It's a brand new 94.5 ESPN. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
I went into the field and I squatted like a dog.
No, you didn't.
And I pooped.
The Homer Hour.
It's easy.
I
He's
agree.
clearly got an injury, and when he doesn't play, so why didn't we put him on the questionable list, whatever? You have an answer for that.
And much more all football season long. We are Milwaukee's place for Packers talk and nonsense. 94.5 ESPN.
Sunday. You take a morning walk to pick up burgers and beers. You tidy the house for 10 fellow football fans. And your biggest chore? Loading the Bud Light into the fridge. It all pays off because nothing is as easy to enjoy as a Sunday full of football. And beer. Bud Light. Easy to Sunday, easy to enjoy. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, copyright 2023, Anheuser-Busch. Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is the sound of a Festival Foods grocery cart on the move. You don't hear it? That's because Festival Foods carts don't squeak. A squeak-free cart may seem like a small thing, but if it helps make your visit better, it's a big deal to us. Because helping our guests is what makes us feel good. Do you hear that? Now there's 2 of them. Festival Foods. Happy to help.
Hey, it's Gary Olson here for Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center. Looking for that midday escape? Or maybe you want to impress a client? No matter the season, rain, snow, or shine, Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is open for you. A top-tech, cutting-edge golf experience that gives you the chance to play legendary courses. Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center simulators, entertainment, and best Bloody Marys make it feel like summer all year round. Just $35 an hour gets you a round and puts that summer feel back in your life. Book your bay at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
Must be at least 18 years old. Promo code location and other restrictions apply. See Sleeper Support Center for details. Please play responsibly. Call 1-800-522-4700 for help.
Think you know basketball? Then try to turn your basketball knowledge into real money with the Sleeper app, the ultimate fantasy sports app that can turn game day into payday. Just download the Sleeper app and pick your favorite sports and players, like basketball star Damian Lillard. With more stats than any sports app, just choose 2 or more of your favorite players from pregame or live. Pick more or less from the predicted stats and ka-ching. You could win up to 100 times your money if your pick wins. With the Sleeper app, you can make picks anytime, even after the game starts. And only on Sleeper can you get up to 100 times payout. Check out Sleeper today and unlock one of the fastest growing fantasy sports apps in the world. Download right now and get up to $100 deposit match. Use promo code Milwaukee and you'll get up to $100 match on your first deposit. Just go to the App Store, download the Sleeper app today, and remember to use code Milwaukee for up to $100 match on your first deposit. That's promo code Milwaukee.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
This Badger Minute brought to you by UW Credit Union. For over 90 years, UW Credit Union has helped Wisconsinites achieve their financial goals at every stage of life, offering great rates for greater possibilities. Join today at uwcu.org. National Signing Day across the country for high school athletes on Wednesday, and the Wisconsin men's basketball team landed a 3-star recruit. Jack Robeson, a senior at Lakeville North High School in Lakeville, Minnesota, signed to the Badgers. The 6'6" small forward chose the Badgers over Minnesota, Nebraska, St. Thomas, and USF. This continues a pipeline from Lakeville North to Madison, as Robeson attends the same high school that senior forward Tyler Wall and freshman forward Nolan Winter attended.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin can dramatically help lower your energy costs year-round. No interest and no down payment for up to 36 months when you order by November 30th. Visit PellaWI.com.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Guidance counselor Brad Nortman is here today. We still have Kyle Wallace, who, when Thursday gets here, he turns overly optimistic, and I'm Ben Brust, just trying to keep it all together. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin, presented by the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light. Homeboy Chris running the show. Now, Brad, you teased it before we got here. I had said that, hey, Jordan Love first 8 games, that was probably 25% of his overall grade as I looked at the syllabus heading into the season. The syllabus also had said the next 4 games were going to be 50% of the weight going to his overall grade due to the fact that, we obviously have some things like they're healthier, right?
Yes.
The offense is healthier. He's had 8 games under his belt. They're playing for the toughest opponents. So the syllabus might have shifted, but that's where we're at. 50% of the grade is going towards these next 4 games. You, as a guidance counselor, have an opportunity to speak to Jordan Love, and here's what you would say.
Mr. Love, thank you so much for coming to meet me in my office hours.
He looks like a damn guidance counselor.
It's always an advisor. Let me get through my speech here to Mr. Love. Mr. Love, let me see here. Let me review your paperwork. Oh, I can see you started the semester off very well. In fact, there was some brilliant work you did. 100% on your first quiz. Beautifully done on that first quiz. And wow, I remember that assignment, that short story that you did week 3. That was one of the best endings I've ever read. It was unbelievable. The ending of that story, I did not see it coming. Brilliant work. But gosh, recently I see you've been struggling. What's the problem?
Alcohol, drugs.
Has it been too much time at the bars? Too much time at the bars, Mr. Love? Or are you maybe overstudying? Are you paralyzed out there when it comes to exam day on test day? I can understand both of those. Well, let's just take a further look back. Let's see who came before you. Oh, wow. Now I see why you're putting...
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. I can see why you're putting so much pressure on yourself. Look, don't compare yourself to Mr. Rogers. He had one of the highest ACT scores that we ever had here at GBU. And look, some of the stuff that he did in his linguistic and arts class, it was beautiful. It was poetic. It would bring people a tear. So don't worry about Mr. Rogers. Oh, and Mr. Favre, gosh, okay. He was pure brilliance on test day. I mean, I swear he never studied, but he would do things on test day that just was unbelievable. And this even more so, he never missed a class. Even when he was hungover, he never missed a class. They had their share of being valedictorians, that's true. But hey, we just want you to be on honor roll. We don't need you to be a valedictorian.
What did Rogers get in science class?
That's incomplete right there.
Hey!
So, okay, let's take a look at maybe what happened throughout the semester to bring you to this point. Okay, I see that you were paired with some slackers in your group projects. That's hard, but hey, it's still your grade, and you're in control of kind of making sure that they rise to the occasion. But there's been some weird things going on with enrollment. We've been doing some early enrollment here at GBU, and now that you mention it, our student body is younger than it's ever been. We have a record number of freshmen on campus. In fact, the dean is even making older students transfer out just to increase our freshman class. Very strange, very strange. Anyway, on to your professor. Let's see who you had. Oh, you have Professor LaFleur. Okay, he's got a good track record. He studied under some of the most respected professors in academia. He actually started at our PhD department. You know, we brought him in to dial in the PhD department a little more. He did very well there. But, you know, we wanted him to have a new challenge just to teach over undergrads, and we think he's up for it. We're not sure he made the right decision, but nonetheless, here he is. Okay, let's see. Academic Admissions Department. Oh, Mr. Gudekunst has had quite a time in academic admissions. It's been all messed up. We've been letting a lot of people in that probably should have been on the waiting list. We've been allowing early enrollees too often. We're just kind of letting anybody in nowadays. And we're making these seniors leave for freshmen. It's wild times at GBU. And finally, oh yes, the Dean of Students. He's actually set to retire in a couple summers. Behind closed doors, the faculty and the alumni, they think it's been way, way too long since he's been there. And we all kind of see that he needs to move on. But that means a period of transition for Green Bay University. And we think that you are capable of enduring that transition. So now, you know, to help me wrap this up, even if you're here for a long time at Green Bay University, you get your master's here and you get your PhD, and maybe you even become a valedictorian like Mr. Rogers and Mr. Favre, you're really not here for a long time in the grand scheme of things. It's only meant to be a season of your life. And as one of our most prized pupils said, relax. Focus. Just let it rip. We know you have it in you, or else we never would have admitted you here. So as you start these important midterms, just remember that. But I do want to warn you, a failing grade over these midterms, I'm not sure if you have enough to pass the class. So do whatever it takes.
Well, that's like a hard turn.
Just to do whatever it takes to ace these critical midterms, because they'll weigh heavily on your grade. And just remember this. C's may get degrees, but A's get you paid. Now go get him. Go get him, Mr. Love.
How was that? That was a good pep talk. I would like you as my guidance counselor or academic advisor.
You think he feels more encouraged after that?
I don't.
I would hope. I would hope he does. He understands, putting things into perspective.
All you really did was talk about everything that, like, I if I'm being honest, Brad, I thought I was listening.
Here we go.
I thought I was listening.
Here we go.
I thought I was listening to Matt LaFleur on the podium. I thought I was listening to somebody,
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, look, you didn't really instill confidence. You weren't like, hey, and that was a great storybook ending in week 3 that you were talking about because you threw a dart. There was no substance to why I should believe that Jordan Love's going to do well the next 4 games.
Some of the best things a guidance counselor can do is just meet you where you are. And I was meeting him where he's at. And he's been through it. He has been through it this semester. There's chaos all around Green Bay University. I'm just saying, you got what it takes. Just go relax and go do it.
Does he have what it takes?
Well, I don't know. He's that's my thing. To elicit some confidence in him now.
That's what a guidance counselor does.
You got to keep it real, right?
Right. I should say that he should transfer to,
JB and the V. Love needs to transfer to Stout.
Dang.
You did made me come a little just nostalgic talking about the old valedictorians or whatever it is. Brett Favre,
Yeah.
drinking a little bit, not studying, but still playing well.
He never missed a class.
That was
Mr.
quite.
Favre.
That was quite the.
You had some good lines in there.
It was quite.
Never missed
quite
class.
The party we got to see on Sundays.
800-990-3776. Ron in the key. Do you have a reaction to our guidance counselor? This is your first time? Turn the radio down.
It's not the radio. I live in a house. I have echoes. I think it's your system, man. Who's done this more, me or you? Me. Anyways, I think in reaction to that, my answer would be there's only one member of this panel that has been accepted to Stanford, and he would say it's 3s can get you degrees, not C's.
Wow.
I don't know if you're trying. How does it? Well, and I can't stand that echo. So he's out of here. I did get into Stanford, and it is only because I made 3s, and it is nothing to do with my ACT score. They barely scraped me in. But I don't know how that correlates to anything of Jordan Love.
I don't know either.
Did Ron throw out a dead fish? Because he does that once in a while. And if he did, we got to call him out.
Yeah, well, we should call out Ron because he come in here kind of acting like he runs
the place, and it sounds like crap.
Before, the feedback, our system.
If you've done this before and it's never been like that, it's probably you. Because the next person we talk to, we're not going to have that issue. Figure your crap out before you come at us. I would say rest of the week ban from Ron and the Key.
I'm with it.
Yeah, that seems fair.
I'm just glad he didn't have enough time to talk about my shirt with his hating behind.
So the Packers defense is 11 overall, 10th in scoring. Are they frauds or are they real? Packers defense, you tell us. 800-990-3776. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Get to and from every home game in Green Bay this football season safely. Milwaukee Broadhouse, Jack's American Pub, and Wanakee Golf Course all offer transportation on game days. They've got bus services with private restrooms and all-you-can-drink packages. There's still room for the November 19th game. Book your round-trip ride and get access to an all-you-can-eat and drink tailgate at the bar on Holmgren Way. Make your game day experience a VIP experience with your official ride to Green Bay. Visit golfwanakee.com to book your trip today and use code ESPN23 for 10% off.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack. Another week in the books. We win again last week. NFL's on a 20-4 run over the last month. Are you betting the games? Do you want to win? Go to fatjacksports.com. Get signed up today for $299. You can get all the football through the end of November. Past Thanksgiving, past your turkey and dressing. Get into profit. Add basketball, it's only $3.99 through the end of the month. Longer packages save even more. Go to fatjacksports.com, sign up today, and win.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields. If you're in the market for a full-size 8-passenger SUV, look no further than the Defender 130. And with the Defender 90, the 110, and this 130, there's luxury in the right size for everyone. And now is the best time to take advantage of a great offer like this.
For a limited time, get 3.9% special APR rate for up to 60 months on new 2023 Defenders at Land Rover Waukesha. Go to LandRoverWaukesha.com.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, a group of doctors I trusted with my knee surgery. The pain was real and options were important. My experience with each doctor was thorough, the appointments were timely, always close and easy access to the building. My mom felt the same way, I know, when she went there for her physical therapy appointments at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. I trusted their surgical team for my knee surgery, and I know they'll take care of you the way they did my mom and me. Make an appointment at orthowisconsin.com.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman every day from 2 to 5. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
KBN Nation has spoken on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee. Ron S. chimes in, which I believe is Ron the Key saying, rest of the week, LOL. So Friday, in reference to me banning him. Another KBN Nation member chimes in, or a week from today. I like that better. KBN Nation has spoken. Banned for a whole week from today.
Banned!
800-990-3776, ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line on Twitter at KBN ESPN. I'm Ben Brust. Alongside Kyle Wallace, optimistic on a Thursday. Brad Nortman, 6-year NFL punter, and homeboy Chris running the show. Now, I said it, and even saying it out loud felt like I was lying, but I'm not. The Packers are 11th in overall defense. They are 10th in scoring. Do you believe this defense is real, or are they frauds? 800-990-3776.
You know, if we're going to take a trip down memory lane to look at the report card, I would keep this analogy going. They are playing nobody but trash offenses, right? You play the Bears. They were struggling that week one. Atlanta, Desmond Ridder is now benched. So even Atlanta put up 24 points on this Packers defense. New Orleans, you had Derek Carr that looks pretty darn good throughout there, gets hurt right away in the second half. They don't put up any more points that game. The only really capable offense, the Detroit Lions, they put up 34, and that was quickly that game got out of hand. Then you had Raiders and Denver, struggling quarterbacks, struggling offenses.
A team that they lost to, that they ended up firing their GM and head coach.
Yes, and then benching the starting quarterback then. Minnesota, they scored 24 points in 3.5 quarters until Kirk Cousins went down. And then the Rams last week was Brett Rippon in the rain with their third string running back. So they should be a top 10 defense because the offenses they have faced are totally inept, no ability to move the ball or to score points. We're going to really, and even Pittsburgh's not that good of an offense. We're going to really see when they face Detroit again and Kansas City. I mean, they don't even face that many good offenses the rest of the year.
The Chargers are a capable offense.
Yeah, they're all right. I just look at it and think it's more an indication of the poor offenses they've played than it is the high level of performance of the defense. I just can't look at their opponents and say these are all really quality opponents that they're absolutely shutting down compared to, let's say, like the Ravens, who have a great defense. They've played really good offenses, and they've proven they can stop just about anybody.
Well, I like that. Is it more about the bad offenses or more about the way this defense has played and how they've gotten into the top 10 in scoring defense? That's 800-990-3776. What say you, Kyle?
I mean, when I look at this defense, listen, I don't trust in Joe Barry, but like you said, I'm a little bit more optimistic come on Thursday, and I feel good about myself, which makes me feel good about my Green Bay Packers team, because at the end of the day, I might be a little upset at the overall record and the play of the overall team, but you know what? We sure did win on Sunday, and that is something to smile about. So I'm going to keep smiling. In this Green Bay Packers defense, we can sit here and be mad about them not playing well against good teams, but in playing very well against bad teams. They can't control their opponent. All they can control is how they perform. And they have performed well against teams they are supposed to perform well against. And against offenses that are good, guess what? They may not be performing very, very well, but it's not like they're getting help on offense. It's not like when they get an interception against the Lions to start the game, they're sitting there and the offense is putting it in the end zone to put the team up. So I'm just going to say this, is that though our defense isn't that great, the defense is the bright spot on this team. Regardless if you like it or not, we've had bright spots and they have all, for the most part, come on this defense. Let's give them a little respect for being a top 11 total defense, for being in the top 10 for total points scored against. That shows you that this defense may not be elite, but it is middle of the road, average defense in the NFL, and we have to give credit when credit is due.
No!
Yes!
No, hang on.
Yes!
Hear me out. Hear me out, Mr. Optimistic. You're literally celebrating them being top 10 and saying it's likely that they're middle of the road.
They're top 11 total defense.
Stop it. I heard that. I know that. But I'm saying you said they're that, but it's more indicative of them likely being a middle of the road defense. The investments that have been made on this freaking defense in the first round, signings, this, that, and the other thing, middle of the pack isn't good enough. I'll say it, and it's okay to say, based off the crappy opponents that they've had for the first 8 games, they should be top 5, top 8 in scoring defense, and total defense, they should be below the top 10. Again, I understand there's a lot that goes into it. When you're not, I will say the only point that I did like that Kyle made there is if you're not getting help from your offense, you have to put a lot more stress on your defense, and them being top 10, I will give them some credit from a scoring standpoint of having to continue to go out there. Now, I will say, that being said, it's 100% the fact they're playing bums. They're playing bums on offense. Tell me. And again, and when they have not played bums, they've caught some breaks, and that is part of football. You can't take away anything in terms of you are what your record says you are at the end of the year. But when looking at this, they have not done enough. They have 8 turnovers, and they got 3 of them last week, in which it was against a backup quarterback not named Matthew Stafford. Only 5 takeaways in the other games beyond that.
Do you not get applauded for executing? Do you not get applauded for doing what you're supposed to do? They can't control that Matt Stafford was hurt and he didn't play. We should be applauding the defense for being consistently consistent.
Yeah, but if you're applauding them for being middle of the road in what you're saying, that's no different. That's not helping.
They played well last week.
Listen,
Be applauded.
you want to build a team, Kyle? You're saying earlier that you would rather build 21 of 22 guys on offensive defense that are great and then figure out the quarterback later. Well, right now, what they've done through 8 games isn't any different than what we've seen the last 3 years, which means you're no closer to that team building aspect that you were trying to talk about.
And anytime a semi-capable offense is their opponent, whether it be the Kirk Cousins-led Vikings or the Lions or Derek Carr when the Saints were rolling and he was healthy, they got demolished. You looked at it and said, here we go, same old Joe Barry. It takes the really, really bad offenses for them to be like, okay, actually they look all right. And honestly, it says a lot about this team. I actually agree with you, Kyle. The defense is the bright spot of this team. And if you had to pick a phase of the game, offense, defense, special teams, to say, hey, this is the best area of the Green Bay Packers, this is their best unit of the third, I would have to give it to the defense. Partially because they played all right, but partially because the other 2 units have been playing so bad, which is depressing when it comes to this roster.
Yeah.
That's how you get to 3 and 5.
Yeah.
But overall, again, I'm going to look at the bright spots on this team, and that is the defense. And you look at last week's game.
I sure as hell hope Pittsburgh doesn't put numbers up on this defense. Mark all this happy defense talk from Kyle.
I could be happy. It's a week-to-week league. And so at the end of the day, last week, I had to listen to a lot of people get at me for being excited about a 3rd-round pick. Oh, you swapped basically a 5th for a 3rd, and you gave up Rasul, so it was just like a 4th. No, a 3rd is a 3rd. Everybody sat here and cried about Rasul or Raul.
It's not, though. It's only going to be a 40-spot spot difference.
Okay, all right, yeah. Okay.
It's not that good of a trade.
I'd rather.
It's not when Goody talks about it was too good to pass up.
It was.
You can't look at it and be like, oh,
okay,
yeah.
Okay, here's the thing. So if Carrington Valentine all of a sudden plays as good as Rasul Douglas, how is it not a good trade? If you already have a guy who last week when he had his first,
Brett Rippon, man. This is what you did the first 3 weeks about Jordan Love, Kyle. You married Jordan Love, and now you don't believe in him, and now you're going to watch Carrington Valentine against the backup of the Rams and say, oh my gosh, Carrington Valentine.
Wait a minute.
This is what I can't deal with when you get too optimistic.
Playing defensive back and corner is different because you're playing against a receiver that you have to lock down. It's not like there was opportunities where guys was open. He played very well last week, and that is a bright spot. Lucas Van Ness, he had some pressures last week. Anthony Johnson had an interception off a tip ball.
And they're still not a top 10 defense.
But what I'm saying is this, is that I just named 3 guys that are very young. They're all part of that future. And so we should be happy. In a season that we know we're not going to be making the playoffs, to see a Carrington Valentine step up when he had his opportunity against Puka and our boy Cooper Kupp, that was bright. That was good. I was happy to see that. To see Anthony Johnson just be in the position to get the interception, that's good. To see Lucas Van Ness have some pressures, make some plays, those are all good things. We should applaud and celebrate when the young guys are stepping up because that is the future. And so for me, looking at this defense, obviously they're not an elite defense, but when these guys got their chance,
I'm so glad that the young guys play good against Brett Rippon.
No,
so I'm really optimistic about this.
He's a veteran in the NFL. He might not be a good veteran. He might not be on a team right now.
Crap. So you can't believe what you're saying.
The Pittsburgh offense isn't that good, but then we got Chargers, Lions, Chiefs. What is your confidence level against those 3 opponents?
I mean, I'm gonna keep it 100. I mean, next week, this Sunday coming up, this is going to be a battle where both defenses are going to step up and be fine. The Packers will probably allow 23 or less points this week, and the offense may end up failing us, to be seen. And then you transition over to the Chargers game. We shall see. If the Packers play well against the Chargers.
Where's all that optimism about the young guys stepping up?
I know. It's a week-to-week league, and so I'm not going to sit here and bash a defense that has been the only good thing about this football team. They have stepped up when we needed them to step up and kept them in games. We are not crying about this defense as the reason why we're 3 and 5. We're crying because the offense hasn't scored points in the first half. So let's not sit here and not give flowers to the team that has kept us, or the unit of the football team that has kept us in all these games. You're You're not in the game against the Raiders. It's not for your defense. You're not in the game against the
The
Broncos.
worst thing that happened to this Green Bay team is the defense now, right? Like, they're trying to give you hope, and this defense hasn't changed. This is the same defense that will continue to let you down in the run game, the same defense that will be mid-level, which you are predicting them to be, over the next 4 games. We're going to see they're going to be exposed, or they're going to be they are what we thought they were.
So there's no congratulations, you guys were able to stop a professional
Congratulations for being 3-5 against, and then when you did stop good football, stop football teams, you stop bad ones.
We love the ripping when Aaron Rodgers was scoring 30 points and we ended up losing 34-31. But now when the defense is allowing 20 points or less, we're not going to sit there and congratulate the defense?
I would expect them to be slightly better, honestly. Like in these games when you allow Vegas to score 17. Vegas to score 17, Denver to score 19. Even the Atlanta Falcons scoring 25. I mean, you have to hold that team to 14 or under. You have to hold those other teams to 10 or under.
Are we really sitting here saying we want a team to be better for allowing 20 points or less?
Do you want them to be a top 5, top 10 defense?
That's not the reality of what they are. They're a middle of the road defense, and I'm just saying that Matt LaFleur even said.
Well, then you're getting your hopes up over nothing. You're talking about nothing. Then
allows 20 points or less, you should win those games, and the Packers defense have done that, and they lost those games.
You know what's
I'm not sitting here saying this defense is amazing, but I'm saying we need to not bash the defense. This is not the time to bash the defense.
Well, here we go. And then we come on Monday. The defense. I can't believe they let Kenny Pickett throw for 300 yards.
And if they do, it'd be rightfully so that they get bashed.
Well, you know what's going to happen is that the defense is going to be the bright spot of this team all year, which is even that bright of a spot. And hold on.
Slap hands.
I'm not saying that's going to be necessarily a good thing, because what's going to happen is the Packers are going to say, hold on, let's just do a reset, a full evaluation, and Joe Barry is going to stick around for another year.
No, Joe Barry has to be fired.
No. How can you say that?
Then why even sit here and talk that great about the defense?
Dude, listen.
You're saying
like giving kudos for putting up great numbers against the Rams and Brett Rippon?
Okay, so listen. So what we gonna say? So first it was, it's the Raiders. They're not good. It's the Broncos. They're not good.
Kyle,
Kyle,
listen. How is this any?
Are we gonna say congratulations?
How is this any different?
Yes,
he did.
How is it? Yesterday he tried to. He threatened me yesterday. He's gonna jump over the table. Now he's shushing me.
Shush you.
Listen, I ain't your kid. You better calm down.
I don't have a kid.
It's in the belly.
Well, right now you're acting like one, so I had to shush you. No, the first 3 weeks of the season, they went 2-1, and you fell in love with Jordan Love. And so I'm saying it is almost the same thing, even if it's over a big sample size against bad teams. They're not like a top 5 defense. They're still 10 or 11. And you yourself are saying they're going to fall into the middle of the pack by the end of the season. Then why even celebrate what you're doing this far?
I cannot believe I am having a conversation about a team that is top 10 in scoring and top 11 in total defense. And y'all are trying to tell me they are better than 20 other teams.
You yourself are saying they're not going to be at the end of the year. So that's why it's not celebrating being this right now.
TBD, but you guys are acting like this is a bottom 5 defense.
No, but when you say they're going to be mid-pack, you're hurting your own argument. What I cannot hurt in terms of arguing is how great the Princeton Club is for you and your family, because they have free childcare with your membership, open 24/7. There's no better time to start investing in your health, because you don't want to be joining when everyone's joining and it's New Year's Eve, I got to get in the gym. No, beat all that. Be better than that. Find your passion right now. They have something for everyone, great equipment, and a great time for you to start working out. 8 Madison locations, a New Berlin location. Check it out at the Princeton Club, 24/7. Again, they're open with free childcare with your membership. Love the Princeton Club. Kyle, you showed great restraint, because when I shushed you, I would have been like, damn, I'm fighting hands.
Throwing hands?
Yeah, throwing hands. See, I don't even know what I'm saying.
Or bucking up, not bucking up. What is
it? Bow up.
Bow up.
Time for over-under and somebody to win a $50 gift card. Yes, somebody will win a $50 gift card. 800-990-3776. Let's go caller 4 and caller 6. Chris Larson has the category. He's been really tough on us. Again, remember, we're a team next segment, all right? I didn't shush you.
Go to break.
I didn't shush you. So Chris has a category. He's going to give you the category. He's got an over-under set. You got to say over if you believe in us, under if you don't. The other caller number 6 will be on the other side. Caller 4, you have a chance to pick first. 800-990-3776. Over-under coming up next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, presented by Bud Light.
Giannis does look like a longer, he beats on his body, kind of plays so rough you wonder about. Shut up, Max. Yeah.
I'm not letting that one pass.
Yeah, I just realized beats on his body. I meant physical.
I don't know what y'all talking about.
Physicality down there.
Come on, Kyle. No, you guys are, I don't know what it is, but I'm sure your minds are in the gutter. Grow up.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We have a bit of a backup along southbound 43 heading down from Silver Spring all the way down past Capitol Drive. Northbound's a bit heavy from Fond du Lac Avenue up past Keefe. Eastbound 94, a little heavy there as well from about 76th Street all the way through the Stadium Interchange. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny and breezy, a high of 53. Tonight, mainly clear and cool, a low of 35. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Yeah, they're football guys, but they don't shy away from the big topics of the day.
Andy Reid's a dog? No,
Andy Reid's not a dog.
It does not have to be
Come on. He's like a St. Bernard.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by American Family Insurance.
It doesn't have to be hulking. It's an attitude.
Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Hi, this is Wayne Larrabee, the voice of Green Bay football. Fans count on me to make the right call every time, and I can continue to do that thanks to Summit Eye Care of Wisconsin. When my vision began to drift, my eye doctor said Summit Eye Care was the best place to go. Using the latest adjustable implants, the doctors at Summit were able to fine-tune my vision. In fact, my vision is now the best it's ever been. Summit Eye Care was the right call to help me see all the action on game days.
To schedule an appointment at one of their locations, visit summitiwi.com.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Chris Canty.
You can't be the best version of yourself if you're, trying to operate around a temperamental teammate's feelings. And I think now that you have that veil lifted, the Philadelphia 76ers can fully embrace who they are. Joel Embiid can fully embrace the mantra of the superstar on the team, the MVP. And then Tyrese Maxey can step into his own in terms of the guy that orchestrates everything on the offensive end. And to me, it's the direction that you want things to go in. I think an underrated or understated part of the conversation around the Sixers is the addition of Nick Nurse, who is one of the best offensive tacticians in the entire NBA. So being able to have him, a proven commodity, a coach that's shown that he can win at a championship level, I think it's going to make a difference in terms of what the overall ceiling for the Sixers are going to be. And when you compare them to, what's going on with the Boston Celtics, what's going on with the Milwaukee Bucks, this is a team that's going to be right there.
Get big savings and big rewards now during Provember at Lowe's. Right now, save $80 on the DeWalt 20-volt 2-tool combo kit and earn 3 times the bonus points. Redeem those points for offers like NFL tickets to regular season games, a Super Bowl 58 experience for 2, and more rewards. Because Lowe's knows savings, Lowe's knows pros. While supplies last, selection varies by location. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts if any. Valid through 11/22, subject to change.
Yo, 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 what's up, party people? I'm Julie Foudy.
And I'm Lynn Ozawi.
We host the ESPN podcast Laughter Permitted, where we have candid chats with trailblazing women in sports and beyond.
We've talked with goats like Billie Jean King, Simone Biles, Mia Hamm, Sue Bird, Candace Parker, Michaela Schifrin, just to name a few.
So grab a donut or 500 and check us out wherever you get your podcasts. And a huge shout out to our presenting sponsor, Ally, who has supported us since day one.
It's Laughter Permitted.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights. We are Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. I'm Ben Brust alongside Kyle Wallace, optimistic on this Thursday to a point that drives me crazy. Brad Nortman, 6-year NFL punter with us, and we are presented by the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light, which was brewed to be an easy-to-drink beer. Even when the little things in life are hard,
Like when the game goes into overtime, but you have more time to enjoy a fresh Bud Light. Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL. Pick it up at your local retailer today. It's time to play a game in which we need to get a W. I've been winning too much, and Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? We need to win an over-under.
Will the guys hit the over or will they disappoint? It's time for Over Under on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
It is Over Under here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Kyle, Brad, myself, we team up. We get 10 guesses in 3 minutes to get as many right answers to the category that Chris has chosen. Brian in Rio was caller number 4. He chose the over, so he believes in us, so we need to deliver for our guy, Brian. Samantha in South Milwaukee is on the other side, so she's on the under if we failed to get more than the over-under Chris has. Chris, what is our category?
All right, so the Packers have beaten the Steelers 19 times in franchise history. A win this weekend will give them 20 over the Steel Curtain, which will put them tied for the 10th spot of teams the Packers have beaten the most in franchise history. But I want to know who the current 10 NFL teams the Packers have beaten the most in franchise history, and I've set the over-under at 5.5.
So, like when a team moves cities, is that like...
It's all counted in there.
So current 10 NFL teams the Packers have the most victories against?
Correct, yes.
I don't like how low he set that over-under. That's scary.
Me either.
Oh, the Packers. All right. And you said...
I'm trying to help you out. I could have set it higher, but I'm trying to help you guys out.
We did give him a hard time recently about
I know.
how high
We got to bully him into a lower over-under here. And you said the Steelers would be 19.
They have 19 wins against the Steelers all time in franchise history. Winston will be number 20, which then would move them into the 10th spot of teams the Packers have beaten the most.
So they're not on this list.
They're not on this list yet. They're number 11.
All right. Thank you, Chris. Are you guys ready?
19 times? That's it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
They're 19 and right now they're currently 19 and 16 against the Steelers. They played 35 times in franchise history.
All right. I'm ready. You guys ready?
Let's fire off the 3.
Chicago Bears final.
Chicago Bears are number 1 on the list. They've beaten the Packers have beaten them 105 times.
Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
Detroit final.
Detroit is number 2 on the list. The Packers have beaten them 103 times.
Minnesota Vikings.
Vikings final.
The Vikings are 3rd on the list. The Packers have beaten them 64 times.
Okay. Well, that's a big drop off.
Yep, big drop.
The Cowboys, because here's the thing. The Buccaneers were in the NFC Central. And so that's the reason why I want to say Buccaneers.
I'm so glad we have a history buff on our crew here.
The Cowboys, they have just been playing for a very long time.
The Cowboys final. Way to go. Why did I give them credit?
Well,
what about like the...
How many are the Cowboys? Do we know or no?
Yes, they have beaten the Cowboys 17 times, yes.
Okay.
What about like the Cardinals, right? They were like an original franchise in the 1920s. St. Louis Cardinals, then the Arizona Cardinals.
Cardinals final. That a Bradley?
Love that.
Cardinals are number 5 on the list. The Packers have beaten them 47 times.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Okay, we got 4. We need 2 more.
Oh, wow. We have 5 guesses to get 2 more. But we are on the timer.
I don't hate the Bucks.
Well, let's write that one down on the side. What about the Colts? Because the Colts have been around for a while. Weren't they the Baltimore Colts?
Weren't they the AFC, the AFL though?
Yeah, they haven't been on the Packers.
The Giants.
The Giants aren't bad.
The Giants
either.
might be a good one.
What about the Niners?
The Niners came and win. The Niners.
I don't know when they started.
I feel like the Giants are probably on that list, especially or the Washington football team,
the Commanders, whatever they are. I got Bucks, Colts, Giants, Niners, Washington.
Because remember, Lombardi left the Packers to go to Washington.
Washington final. Damn it!
How many is that?
2 you have.
1 minute.
So we have 4 guesses to get 2.
Oh, man.
Buccaneers final. Yes!
Buccaneers is number 7 on the list with 33 wins the Packers have against the Bucks.
The Giants, they've been around a long enough
time. So we have
time.
3 guesses to get 1.
All right, who are the historic...
What about the Kansas City Chiefs? Been around for a long time.
Yeah, the
they
Chiefs
beat them in the Super Bowl.
They did. The
Super Bowl 1 or 2. Or the Raiders, another long-term one.
Raiders and Giants.
You like Chiefs, Raiders, Giants?
I feel
30
good about
seconds.
Giants, and I would go.
I don't hate the Colts either, though.
Yeah,
But I'm just going to throw out 3 final answers right here. So
Okay.
what do you like the best, Kyle?
I like the Giants.
All right, Giants.
Yeah. 'Cause I feel
What do you
the
like the
Giants
best,
are
Brad?
Give me
Look at this collaboration.
give me the Chiefs.
Chiefs, and I'll go Raiders. Chiefs,
10,
Raiders,
9,
Giants. Final, all 3.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Slap
The Giants,
hands!
number
Slap
8
hands!
on the list with 29 wins the Packers have against them in franchise history.
Good call on the Giants,
I
Kyle.
did not like the
Yeah, I know.
because if it would have been 3
That was great delivery on the buzzers over there, Chris.
Well,
that was
the
beautiful.
The Giants were on there?
Yeah, the Giants number 8. So we have the Bears. The Packers have beaten the Bears 105 times, number 1 on the list. Number 2, the Lions with 103 wins against them. The Vikings third with 64 total wins. Number 4, the Los Angeles St. Louis Rams. They have 48 wins against them.
Yeah.
The Cardinals were next with 47. You got that. The San Francisco 49ers, they have 34 wins against them. Then the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with 33 wins against. The New York Giants with 29. The Philadelphia Eagles 28 at number 9. And number 10 was kind of a tie between the Commanders and the Colts, but I gave it to the Colts because they played them more times than the Commanders.
Okay,
so
so
they each have 20
you
wins
didn't
against.
say that there was going to be a Chris Larson choice of what gets to be number 10.
So, number 10 was my choice, so it's the Colts were number 10. So 20
Is that on
wins
ESPNWisconsinContest.com?
It's on my.com.
Brian and Rio, you still win the over. Congratulations. You'll win a $50 gift card. Samantha in South Milwaukee. Thanks for playing, but honestly, I'm happy that we won, even though you didn't. 800-990-3776. Jason Wilde, Packers reporter, joins us. Coming up next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light.
Hey, Nasby.
What have I done that's hating today?
Jeez.
You are not a new man. I thought you were a new man today.
I'm telling you, I was good. I ate my little donut holes from Jacobson Orchard, so I was feeling good. I had a steak for lunch. I was all good.
Steak for lunch?
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We do have some delays right now on southbound 43, starting around Silver Spring, all the way down to about North Avenue. A little bit heavy heading into the Marquette itself. On the ramp to westbound 94, there is a broken down vehicle. It is out of traffic, but it's a little bit of a surprise as you're coming around that curve. Slowing down again on westbound 94 from 27th Street through to about Mitchell Boulevard, and then 41 southbound slow from Appleton Avenue all the way down past Capitol Drive. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco, Fisco, Fisco. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, partly cloudy and breezy, a chance for sprinkles, a low of 34. Then tomorrow, partly cloudy and breezy with a high of 48. Weather is brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee, packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard. Until the other team scores. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit zbart.com for more information.
Jordan Love had a season-best 77% completion rate in Sunday's win over the Rams. In his 20-for-26 performance was a pair of explosive plays. One, a spectacular 37-yard catch from Christian Watson, and the other, a 20-yard touchdown to Luke Musgrave. Going forward, head coach Matt LaFleur would like to see more consistency with Love's downfield passes.
I just think he's got to shut his mind off and let it rip. I think a lot of times when you try to aim something or guide it, you're not going to be as successful.
Love and the Packers visit the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday. Kickoff is at noon.
This has been your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
Is your business looking for localized banking solutions? Fifth Third Bank has been looking forward to the future and helping businesses shape what's next for 165 years. And for the last 14 here in Milwaukee. They offer industry-specific expertise, local decision-making capabilities, and extensive experience to help your business succeed. Fifth Third is big enough to provide sophisticated solutions and expert guidance, but also empowered to make local decisions and work from a foundation of strong community connections. Commercial banking value only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
Woo! Hey, this is Ben Brust from Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin. People can't stop screaming about the Screamin' Sicilian frozen pizza, and no wonder. There's plenty to scream about, like the buttery stone-fired crust, secret recipe tomato sauce, mounds of whole milk mozzarella, and tons of premium toppings. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer and find out for yourself why Sport called Screamin' Sicilian's Holy Pepperoni frozen pizza the best of the best. Screamin' Sicilian. Taste what all the screamin' is about.
Hi everyone, John Miller here from PDS, a Converge company. PDS has been providing technology solutions and transforming IT for area companies for over 30 years. Today, we are helping organizations integrate digital workplace strategies that are giving today's worker the true ability to work from anywhere as they balance work and life both securely and productively. And as HP's largest partner in the area, our combined solutions have never been more important. If you're struggling with this, know we stand ready to help. From ideation to transformation, we can help you evolve your work from anywhere strategy. Learn more at pdsit.net.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Tell me now, do you want it? 'Cause these dancing feet don't cry to the rhythm they cry for you.
This music means Jason Wilde is joining us here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. We are presented by the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light. I'm Ben Brust alongside Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, and homeboy Chris running the show. Jason, how's your Thursday going?
Homeboy Chris, I'm still trying to get used to that.
Me too.
My Thursday's going great. How are you guys?
We're doing well. I got Brad wearing some nice Super Bowl 50 gear next to me. Kyle turns overly optimistic on Thursdays. Hey,
Jason.
When they lose, he's horrible Monday through Wednesday. Even with the win against the Rams with Brett Rippon back there, he still wasn't very happy. Thursday comes around, he thinks they're going to win the next 4 games.
It's like a clock. I mean, it's just every time we hit Thursday, Friday, optimism soars here.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't be a fan if I wasn't optimistic.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jason. I'm glad you're.
Is there any reason he should be optimistic over these next 4 games?
No, not necessarily. Hopeful, but look, Pittsburgh's not very good. I mean, I know they're 5-3, but their defense has played well. Their offense has been kind of like the Packers, right? Struggling, inconsistent, up and down. So sure, I mean, one of the reasons is that there's a lot of teams that are kind of like the Packers, not god awful, horrendous, not really good, somewhere in the middle, and when middling teams play each other, a lot of times it's a toss-up on who ends up winning. So, I thought Sunday was, as we talked about the other day, a good step. But you're right. I mean, Brett Rippon was so bad that they cut him. I mean, he's not on the team anymore. That's how bad he was. So,
not great.
You have to take it with that in mind. I'm scrolling through eBay right now. What I'm not watching on the video. What Super Bowl 50 gear is Brad Nortman wearing? Because I've got, let's see, I can get a Super Bowl 50 Nike on-field jacket for $199.
Oh, wow.
Dang, that's how much they charge for that.
Wow. I'll tell you what, those Panther Super Bowl run things have aged well. It's gone up in value. What I'm wearing today, and this is day 25 for those keeping track at home, 25 days straight of free issued gear from teams. This was actually the T-shirt that they handed out when we won the conference championship.
From the field?
Yeah.
You've never worn it before other than when you put it on that day.
Yeah, and it actually still had
a lot of wrinkles.
It still had a lot of wrinkles. It still had the sticker on it. I took the sticker off today.
Why?
Now I have an extra one with the sticker on, and I won't wear that. I won't wear that. It doesn't count as two. But yeah, it's the NFC.
Isn't this the part where you say, Jason, great hearing from you?
And it is great to hear from Jason. And I'm so glad he's joining KB, and I look forward to every Monday and Thursday with Jason. And then, you know what, Jason, we tried to digest this a little bit today. We stumbled upon this stat. This Green Bay Packer defense is 11th in total scoring and
total defense.
11th in yards, 10th in scoring.
Yeah, pretty high rankings for this defense. Is that more due to a good defense or the bad offenses they faced?
Oh, they've played bad offense. Ooh, this is a nice jacket. It's got some gold trim. It's got the Panthers logo.
That's the one that he has.
$100?
It looks like it's like kind of $100. Yeah, that's not in my budget, but
I think I need to start
maybe
selling my stuff.
Maybe I can put together. If you're going to sell your stuff, let me know, because I would expect a steep discount because of our friendship.
Steep, of course, of course.
To your question, which I think is a very good one, Brad.
Thank you, Jason.
They've played crappy offenses. I mean, again, I don't mean that. I don't think that they have played poorly defensively. Don't get me wrong. They've done some good things. They deserve to be praised. We're going to talk to Joe Barry here in a few minutes. But as I look through some of the offenses that they've beaten, let's go back to Brett Rippon for a second, right? Like, he was not ripping good, he was ripping bad. Like, it helps to hold an opponent to 3 points, and it'll move you up the rankings in terms of points allowed per game when you've played 8 games. That's a great number. Now, when I look at how dysfunctional the Raiders are, it looks like maybe Denver is starting to figure things out a little bit, certainly more so than they were when the Packers played them. But, you know, they were a pop gun offense at that point. They weren't getting a whole lot of production. I think the Lions are legit. The Falcons have benched their quarterback, right? And that was a game that they played close. And then obviously the Vikings, 24 points to Kirk Cousins while he was operating on a functional Achilles. I didn't think their defense looked very good there, and that was against a team that didn't have their number one receiver in Justin Jefferson. So, when I look at what they've done defensively, yeah, it's been okay to good, but I would say that what's that old saying about numbers never lie? I think those numbers lie.
Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie.
Oh, I can't speak to whether women lie. I know men. I know some men do.
Jason, now, am I wrong? I know you just kind of, poo-pooed on the defense.
Yes, I agree too, Jason.
Am I wrong for being optimistic about the defense when it comes to just taking steps in the right direction for the youth? Like last week, you saw Anthony Johnson make a play, Slayton make a play, Valentine make a play. And we saw this season is all about guys stepping up and making progress and taking steps in the right direction and developing and growing together. Can't I find kind of the silver lining of saying, well, some young guys who got an opportunity? Yeah, thank you.
But Jason, he's the same guy after 3 games wanted to anoint Jordan Love the next coming of the Hall of Famers.
I asked Jason the question. Let Jason answer my question before you try to make him, sabotage his answer.
So I say this from a place of love, Kyle, because, I think the world of you as both a person and as a very opinionated guy all of a sudden. I mean, I heard a lot of that betrayal, all these strong words. I think Evan Cohen mentioned today. I mean, they were using it on a national scale to illustrate the frustration about Council's departure. So I know you think through, even if you're a little emotional, your feelings. And in the case of what you just said about the defense, you're 100% right. They got contributions from Anthony Johnson, Carrington Valentine, Colby Wooden, Carl Brooks, right?
Yep.
And now, with Jair Alexander and this shoulder injury that Matt LaFleur is clearly irritated about. I don't know if he's irritated just about the circumstance or he doesn't understand. He didn't get any indication after the game that there was something wrong with Jair's shoulder, but now, he does not sound like he's now going to play, which means Corey Ballantyne and the Corey Ballantyne-Carrington Valentine dynamic duo at corner. It's pretty amazing that a team that had and I know one of them was on PUP and then came off and now has landed on IR. But there was a time when their top 4 corners were going to be Jair Alexander, Rasul Douglas, Eric Stokes, a former first-round pick, and then Keyshawn Nixon as their slot guy. And now suddenly there's a chance that Keyshawn Nixon is the only one who's playing this week because Rasul Douglas doesn't play for the team anymore. Kind of like when Billy Beane trades all of Art House players in Moneyball. Well, you can't start him at first base. He plays for Philadelphia now. So he's gone. Jair, I said this when they traded Rasul, you got to worry about his availability. And Eric Stokes is still on injured reserve for at least 2 more games. So it's going to be really interesting. This is not a very good offense in Pittsburgh that they're facing, but I know Pickens is frustrated. This might be a game where Pickens could pick things up if he's going against this group on defense.
Well, Jason, we know you got to get to Joe Barry. What's the question that you're going to ask him?
Kyle Wallace says there's lots of reason for optimism, Joe. Would you agree?
I like it. And he'll say, hell yeah.
Or which of the younger guys that showed promise last week do you expect to continue that this week?
I don't even know. I don't know why I prepare for this stuff. I just let you guys do my work for me. It's great. I appreciate that.
Just co-sign us at the bottom. All right, please, on Madison.com.
I will. Ibid. Yeah, Ibid. I think that's what you're supposed to do at the bottom of when you file a paper in school. You wouldn't remember.
No.
What does that mean?
Yeah, Ibid. What? They did it for me. I'm just kidding. Jason Wilde, thank you for joining us here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Enjoy Joe Barry's time and presence.
All right, guys. Take care. Be good.
Jason Wilde, hear him every weekday, Monday through Friday, on Wilde and Tausch across these various stations from 9 to noon. He's a smart guy. We're smart people. But we all can work in a smarter workplace by going over to our friends at Smart Spaces.
We sure could by going to our friends at Smart Spaces. And again, I tell you all the time how much I love utilizing the technology that we have here at our GKB office with Smart Spaces. And I'm going to talk specifically today about the ability inside our studio that we have to change the channels by using this great panel on here on our wall. And so the great thing is I can go from TV to TV, channel to channel, all because of the great panel that Smart Spaces installed here. I talk about it upstairs. I love going upstairs and seeing the beautiful faces of my teammates of KBN, my beautiful faces from 620 and 1017 The Truth, all because of the great technology that we have integrated within our office because of Smart Spaces, because they understand it is a virtual world and our companies have to be able to navigate it, and they are there to help you navigate that. With Smart Spaces, they give you the right technology for the right reasons, and the best thing about them is they are a listen-first business that have a culture of just listening to what your business needs are and providing seamless solutions for your office. Improve your business today at smartspaceswi.com. Improve your business today at smartspaceswi.com.
Somehow, some way, a graphic of me went up in the office area today. I'm celebrating an intramural championship. Brad and Kyle got a taste of my obnoxiousness. We'll hear from them next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Is steak appropriate for lunch, and then your thoughts on Jordan Love?
Oh, absolutely. Steak's appropriate, especially if you cut it up, put it on salad. Woo! Steak's good anytime.
It was all meat, baby. No salad for me today.
Yeah, you like that.
Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. The Pack is back in the win column.
Love, two fakes, and he finds Musgrave for what might be the knockout punch.
And the train to Lombardi is back on the tracks.
I think we're making some improvements. We're far from a finished product, I would say.
Well, maybe not.
Going forward the rest of the season, it's probably going to be a lot more close games.
It does feel good to win, and I think that'll give us hopefully some energy as we come in and have a very tough contest next week in Pittsburgh.
Green and Gold talk every single day right here on 94.5 ESPN.
Right now, the prices of diamonds are probably the lowest we'll see in our lifetime.
Diamond prices are low, low, low. Here's why.
It was hard to meet new people during COVID.
When a person meets their soulmate, they usually get engaged about 39 months later.
People started dating again only about 36 months ago.
Most of the people who got engaged during COVID
or immediately after COVID
were already in a relationship before the COVID lockdown began.
The Wall Street Journal even published a story about all of this.
Low sales of engagement rings created a worldwide oversupply of diamonds.
But now, engagement ring sales are beginning to pick up again.
By the end of next spring, this temporary oversupply will be gone.
And diamond prices will start climbing like crazy.
If you ever wanted to own a big diamond, this is the year to do it.
Find the Kesslers nearest you
and see our extended holiday hours
at KesslersDiamonds.com.
If you want to own a big diamond, the time is now.
Gabe Neitzel from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy here. And yes, the weather is starting to turn. We can all see it. But don't let the chilly weather end your golf season. X-Golf at American Family Field is open all year round. They've got innovative and accurate golf simulators, and it's all overlooking left field at AmFam Field. Stop out for your lunch break and enjoy their lunch specials, or have an outing with your friends and take in X-Golf's full bar and food menus. X-Golf AmFam Field even offers golf lessons by a PGA pro. Everyone is welcome at X-Golf at American Family Field. Book your sim today at xgolfamfamfield.com. I'll see you out there.
It's time for the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart, located at 16th and National in Milwaukee. National Liquor Mart is packed with deals for all your beverage needs, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily.
The Bucks rallied from a 10-point fourth quarter deficit to edge the Detroit Pistons 120-118 at Fiserv Forum. The comeback was done without Giannis, who was ejected in the third quarter after picking up his second technical foul for apparently taunting a defender after a dunk. Head coach Adrian Griffin on the ejection of the Greek Freak.
You know, it's an emotional game. He made a phenomenal play. I thought he moved on fairly quickly, so I was surprised with the second technical, but, you know, that's up to the league to decide.
The Bucks are back in action tonight, visiting the Indiana Pacers. Tip-off from Gamebridge Fieldhouse is at 6 o'clock.
This has been the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart.
Where is your pain? Is it in your knees, hips, your back? Don't let it sideline you any longer. And don't let them tell you that surgery is your only option. Call QC Kinetics now. It's the future of pain relief. Hey, this is Brad Nortman, and QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, restoring and repairing damaged joint tissue the natural way. This is the science of using properties from your own body to bring you lasting relief with no drugs and no downtime. QC Kinetics is trusted by patients all across America. Over 150 clinics nationwide with advanced protocols that can get you moving again. So get started now and you can live big in 2024. These new advanced regenerative treatments are getting amazing reviews for people with arthritic pain and pain from an injury. Again, no drugs, no downtime, no surgery. Call QC Kinetics for a free consultation. Let their medical professionals give you a better path toward that pain-free life. Call 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Again, 414-285-3474.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
You better watch who you talking about, running your mouth like you know me. You gon' fuck around and chill out and show me, get caught and show me. Why one-on-one you can't hold me if your last name was Haynes.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin, and you got some time until the next Green Bay home game on November 19th. But don't wait. Book your ride on the official ride to Green Bay, which is through Milwaukee Broadhouse, Jack's American Pub, and Wanakee Golf Course, because they all offer transportation and bus services with private restrooms and all-you-can-drink packages. I mean, who wouldn't want to do this? This is like, I've done it, and I'm going to be doing it on the 19th, so join me as I travel on up with the buses. You check in, you get your bus pass, you get the wristband for all you can drink and eat at the bar on Holmgren Way. It's a VIP experience. Visit golfwanakee.com or MilwaukeeBroadhouse.com and use code ESPN23. That's ESPN23 for 10% off your purchase. Again, MilwaukeeBroadhouse.com, ESPN23 for 10% off. I'll see you on the buses for November 19th. I'm Ben Brust alongside overly optimistic Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, 6-year NFL punter, and homeboy Chris running the show. Now, Kyle's just happy to be listening to music, even though we're doing sports talk.
Man, I haven't heard this song in so long.
This is a good
Like,
song.
It's gonna be shaking for you, daddy. Move it all around. Let you get a picture before it touches the ground. Oh man, this take me back to middle school.
This is when lyrics were actually really good. I feel like lyrics nowadays, rap songs. I know this sounds like the old guy yelling at clouds.
It's all mumble rap now.
Mumble rap. That's exactly what it is. You can't even tell what's being said.
Mumble rap.
Now, but I hear that
Kyle,
song.
what would you say? Because I feel
I'm
like
not the rap aficionado of this show. I don't.
I feel like you know at least some more new rap songs than us. You ask us all the time. Do you know this song?
Okay, well, my take on mumble rap is that I am into the melody and the way that they mumble. It goes with the beat. So I don't know what
way that they mumble.
I don't go.
Does anything mumbly sound good?
Have you listened to the Migos?
The what?
Migos.
Never.
I'm sorry, Migos. Come on.
See, like again.
Come on. You ain't heard of Migos?
I know. I've heard of Migos, but when you say Migos, you think I'm gonna.
It's funnier when people actually know who the Migos is, but when I don't know if you know who the Migos are.
Yeah, I know Migos.
Okay, so they.
I couldn't tell you a name of one of his songs, but I know I've heard one.
I feel like
it's a group.
Nope.
Walk it like I told you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember that song.
Yeah. I know this song. Awesome.
I mean, the Migos is pretty. Do you know who Future is?
I've heard of Future. I don't, but like
a couple of different Future songs. Mask Off's pretty good.
Okay.
This was not what I was listening to on my way to the championship basketball game yesterday, though.
What were you listening to on the way to this championship basketball game?
See, you guys are gonna think I'm a weirdo. Top Gun theme song.
You were not.
Yep.
You're lying.
No, not at all. Not at all.
That's sick.
Nah.
There is something wrong with our friend.
This is why Wisconsin didn't win a national championship with you there.
Well, this goes back to like
this is what
we're living in
That's why.
Yeah, this is what you were listening to. Let's
go.
You had just playing in the locker room before
This
the
goes
game.
back to we're living in Ben's world. He's trying to create a soundtrack for his life. That's what he's trying to do. Is like he's just trying to put a soundtrack to his life. But we shouldn't be surprised because, I mean, how many times did we hear about this championship game that Ben is playing? It came up on the air yesterday. Remember we were talking about him not playing defense and just being a spot shooter, not putting any effort on defense.
I'm sore.
We're talking about, how many times have we heard about this knee, Kyle?
This knee. I even asked him. He talked about his knee. I said, "Oh, are you going to be good to play?" "Oh, yeah, that's not that bad." "Well, it ain't that bad. Shut up about it." Like, you done talked about this knee for weeks and weeks. Like, why you keep telling us about this?
Based on the knee injury and then his subsequent championship game performance, I mean, I'm thinking that we're supposed to be telling him he's like the next Jordan Flu game, Kirk Gibson on the injured World Series. Right, he's trying to put himself on this level.
He scored like 30 points and had like 5 rebounds and a couple assists, and he thinks he just is a man.
No, it was 40, 14, and 11.
I'm sorry. You know the exact number. I'm sorry. Actually, I should have known because what he did was because he's friends with some people around this office because we are teammates. He had our facilities manager put.
I didn't have him do that.
There's a big picture up inside because of Smart Spaces inside of our cafe area that has the stats and says congratulations, Ben, on winning the championship. You know how they know how facilities manager knew about it because he's been walking around the office stretching everywhere.
Yeah. Okay.
Stretching during break.
Okay,
right.
I have been stretching.
And of course, if you're in the middle at work, if somebody starts to do stretching, you're like, okay, what's going on? I'm just sore from winning the championship yesterday. What championship? Oh, I play in the men's league. And then he goes.
You guys make me sound like such a douche.
And then he's taking. And then this is a men's pickup basketball league. He's taking over unders for a men's. How many points he's gonna score? Wait. You can say. So our good friend Dino said, how many points you gonna score? I'm gonna take 38 over under. Right. That's what he said. We work in an open space. So whenever you have conversations, people are around, and Ben ain't the quietest person. So Ben knew when he told Dino, I dropped 40
Pot calling kettle black, loudmouth Kyle.
I'm not loud around the office upstairs like that. I'm loud down here, and I move fast. But he's sitting there just walking around, stretching, talking about, I got the over 40. I got the over 40. So everybody can hear.
See, and I'm going to be like a good lawyer when someone's being cross-examined. They're going to say, hey, this is what they're going to tell you, but this is why you shouldn't believe them. Ben, I know what Ben's going to say. He's going to say, hey, I didn't advertise what I got in the game.
Not at all.
Everyone else came about it. You know what he did, though? He planted enough seeds so to make sure that people asked him, right?
He sure did.
All week he's been talking about this championship game and his knees hurt. He comes back into the office. He's stretching. What would any concerned teammate of ours do?
What's going on?
Yeah, are you okay? How's your knee? Oh, yeah, you've been talking about this game. Oh, funny you should mention that. I'm a champion, and these are my stats. I mean, it is just
No.
And
Let's be clear here. Never was I like, these are my stats until I was on the air like 2 minutes ago.
He said these are our stats because when the picture was up on the wall, he was like, "Who put that up there?"
I'm so embarrassed.
I'm embarrassed. And so we said, "Oh, you had a big game last night." We said, "Okay, we believe you. Congratulations." But what did Ben have to do? Ben said, "Yeah, like I mean, they put the stats online. They're on Facebook for the men's league. Oh, okay, cool." And so he goes to the Facebook page. Well, okay,
you asked.
No, we didn't. We believed you. And then not only does he go to the Facebook page, he said, "Look, here's the stats, bro. We didn't ask for none of these stats. We believed you. Like we believed that you scored 40 points last night. You had a triple double. Congratulations."
50% from the field, 50% from three.
You beat a whole bunch of 50-year-olds.
Are you being mean because I shushed you earlier?
No, you beat 50-year-olds in high schools in basketball.
You sound like Greg Scalzo.
No, are there 40-year-olds and 50-year-olds who play?
There are very minimal amounts of them.
No. Are there 40 and 50-year-olds that play?
Of the
I just
the 40 people on the 6 teams, there's probably 4 over 40.
So you're cooking 40-year-olds.
I'll tell you what. The 40-year-olds cook your ass.
I don't play basketball. I don't do men's.
They cook your ass. They cook your ass and your ass.
And are these elite players? Is this like YMCA or is this just an invite-only league for who they want to have in? So they basically dictate the competition level.
Invite only.
Yeah. Listen, I'll get a 5 from the YMCA. I can just randomly pick and they run y'all asses off the court.
Do that. I would love to.
I'd do it.
No, do it.
I'd do it.
Find them.
I'd do it.
Let's do it.
All right, we're going to have it. I'm going to go to my boy and say, hey, we got to get a squad together.
Get your squad together. I'll get ours.
Oh, boy.
Brad, why are your pits so sweaty?
I don't know. This really escalated fast. I'm uncomfortable now.
Why are you uncomfortable?
Nothing's been uncomfortable.
We got division in KBN. KBN, the team is divided. I don't like it.
Rutledge and Hamilton up next in Madison. We're back in 2 minutes to talk taunting. Because you know what? I like taunting, and Giannis did nothing wrong. We're back in 2 minutes.
We do have some delays right now on southbound 43, starting around Silver Spring, all the way down to about North Avenue. A little bit heavy heading into the Marquette itself. On the ramp to westbound 94, there is a broken down vehicle. It is out of traffic, but it's a little bit of a surprise as you're coming around that curve. Slowing down again on westbound 94 from 27th Street through to about Mitchell Boulevard, and then 41 southbound slow from Appleton Avenue all the way down past Capitol Drive. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, partly cloudy and breezy, a chance for sprinkles, a low of 34. Then tomorrow, partly cloudy and breezy with a high of 48. Weather is brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee. Packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust. Men can be their own worst critics, especially as we get older and compare our current self to the younger version. The experts at Forward Healthy Lifestyles in Germantown help men with testosterone optimization, regenerative medicines, heart health screenings, weight loss, and yes, sexual enhancement services. Forward Healthy Lifestyles can offer regained energy and endurance, more muscle and tone, enhanced performance, joint therapies, and more. Change your life and stop comparing who you are now to who you used to be. Visit forwardhealthylifestyles.com for a free consultation.
Stay up to date on the green and gold all season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Marquette Hall of Famer Tony Smith here. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN. Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We them boys. Holla, we them boys. Holla, holla, holla. We making noise. Holla. Holla, 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 holla. Holla,
the 414 hour at 4 on KBN.
We are presented by the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light. I'm Ben Brust alongside Kyle Wallace, feeling extra optimistic on this Thursday as we gear up for another Packers week. Brad Nortman alongside with us. Justin Racine chimes in. The 414 hour at 4 intro makes me want to run through a wall. I didn't even think Kyle brought it today.
Really, to be honest, want to be honest, my headset was turned all the way down, so I couldn't hear myself. So I was just doing it.
Yeah, when my headset's high, I don't know if I'm yelling or screaming, and it's likely screaming.
Yeah, no, you're screaming. Definitely screaming.
Tend to be loud.
Like the screaming Sicilian.
Very good. So screaming good. Palermo's Pizza. Gotta love it. A lot of brands. Screaming Sicilian. Find your local grocer's freezer. As I mentioned, homeboy Chris running the show, 800-990-3776 on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee. But I'm bothered.
Hot and bothered?
Not hot and bothered. I'll get there. Right now, just bothered.
Hey.
I'm upset because I hate when stars get taken out of not the biggest, just out of games, right? Whether you want to complain as a fan at the game who paid money to buy a ticket, as a fan of just watching sports, as just out of principle, the way that Giannis was ejected from the game in his second technical, it's just garbage. Like, you have to be better as a referee. But my biggest thing here is I want taunting. You know why? Because it's natural. What Giannis did yesterday when he dunked was he evoked emotion that was natural. When you are 7 foot tall and you are strong and you are that athletic and you do something that nobody else in this world can do and dunk on somebody like that and flex a little bit and look at him like, that is natural, right? Like, why are we trying to subdue personality and just energy? Like, I hated everything about it. And I'm not a blame the ref guy, but I do, like, if it's about a call that's made, fine. But if it's about emotion, and if it's about a player that's going out there and giving their all and they're showing emotion and they get ejected for that, the other person should have been better. You know what? Instead of getting dunked on and getting flexed on, foul him. Get up in his grill. Don't let him get there. Hard foul him. Like, get your own flagrant and stay in the game. You just don't get taught. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'd rather see somebody try and stop somebody rather than get the benefit of the doubt because they got their head dunked on and Giannis gets ejected. That's backwards to me.
Well, I actually agree with a lot what you're saying, Ben. Two things come to mind when I think about this. One, very few people, and I mean very, very few people, know what it's like to be a pro athlete at Giannis's level and to do that kind of carnal dunk in a game on TV, surrounded by fans, a competitive spirit, a dude who's fully involved in the game.
Powerful.
Yeah, powerful. That reaction is totally normal, totally natural, and you should want to see that, right? Because even as a fan, look, whether you are a Piston fan on the receiving end of something like that, or you're a Bucks fan on the giving end of something like that from your player, it elicits an emotion. It elicits a reaction, and that's what all sports is about. The other thing, so I'm totally good with how he did it. I hope he keeps doing it. The other thing is, when it comes to refs, particularly then superstars, when you make the decision that you are taking somebody out of the game, particularly someone like Giannis, I mean, the game's complexion completely changed after that. So it should be a huge, huge standard to literally remove a player from the game that will dictate the end of the game. Refs should not be involved in dictating the end of the game. So it should be something that is used very infrequently to actually get somebody out of the game and out of the building, because that could have major effects. What if it was a playoff game? Would you have done that in a playoff game?
I sure as hell hope not. 800-990-3776, the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. Best Wisconsin sports taunting moments, because that's where I want to take it further. Like, I like taunting. I like when our guys and our teams are doing things that evoke emotion for the fans that you remember. 800-990-3776. I got one that comes to mind right away. Your best Wisconsin taunting moment. But Kyle, go ahead.
I mean, here's the thing with Giannis. I'm always going to try to defend my boy Giannis, but you have to understand when you are a target. And Giannis yesterday became a target because he got the first technical foul before, and he was chirping and he was talking. And when you chirp and you talk and you do all these different things, you got to understand sometimes you annoy people. And the people that you annoy are in control of the fouls that they call on you, and they're in control sometimes when you have that one technical call, how short of a leash that you're going to have. And Giannis did not understand that they were sick of Giannis. They were done with Giannis. So what Giannis did yesterday, the small little taunt, it may not have been a big deal. It may have been something that he's done multiple times, but they were sick of Giannis walking around the court as if there was lawlessly, as if he owned the place, which he does. And they got annoyed of it. And so the smallest little thing is like, you know what, you're done. You're done. That's exactly what happened yesterday. The referees were sick of Giannis yesterday, and as soon as he did one little thing, they gave him a T. If Giannis was not chirping before that and upset them, I guarantee you, Giannis wouldn't have gotten that second T. But they were sick of Giannis, and that's why they ejected him from the game. He gave them an opportunity, and they seized it. We can boo all you want, but that's human nature. That's the exact reason why he got ejected yesterday.
Human nature is also to show emotion when you dunk on somebody's head.
Yeah, but when somebody else can control whether you're in the game or not, you have to control those emotions.
800-990-3776. I'm done with Kyle's bad takes for the day. Let's go to Q in Milwaukee with the best taunting moment. Is this Wisconsin-based?
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me. I'm going to go ahead and say Ryan Braun 11, or actually, no, that was Ryan Braun 10. Home run against the Marlins, the clinch it, the bat flip, the emphatic bat flip. Too bad we're not going to probably see much more of those memories. But I just want to touch on the Giannis thing real quick, if I could. Referees aren't being paid to have folks come watch them. And I think that's been a thing in the NBA for a minute. Nobody cares about you blowing the whistle, dude. We're here to see Yanni. We're here to see the stars. And that's all I'd like to say on that, man. I appreciate you for having me.
Thank you, Q in Milwaukee. 800-990-3776. Asking for your best Wisconsin taunting moments. And I love a good bat flip. Who doesn't love a good bat flip? Josh and Heartland. Woo-wee! This is the Josh and Heartland. I hope your best taunting moment.
So this one is twofold, and it is the OG Josh from Heartland.
This is our guy who sang on Wildy and Tausch, if you haven't heard it.
I need to say that was incredible. Thank you for giving us that song. Utterly beautiful. Continue.
It was.
You are so welcome, gentlemen. So this happened that I know of twice, and first time was Aaron Rodgers versus the Bears when he rushed for that touchdown. I think that was last year, a couple years ago, whatever.
I think it was last year.
You. Yep. And then it actually happened just a little bit ago in Ben's Y League when he beat the 40-year-old and he won the championship. And he said, I owed you. I still own you. So it happened twice. Two best moments to talk to.
Yes. Yep. That's
Josh and Heartland,
so good.
Mic drop again. Thank you for the call. 800-990-3776. Ben in New Berlin chimes in. Aaron Rodgers, I own you to Bears fans. It's so good.
It is.
Ben in Menominee Falls. Jair doing that stupid dance on Justin Jefferson last year. My favorite part is I think after he texted us, he was like, I probably should know what that is.
The gritty?
He then followed up with the gritty. So I'm guessing he ended up Googling that one. Let's go to Dennis in Plover. 800-990-3776. Your best taunting moments in Wisconsin. What do you got, Dennis?
Hey, guys. By the way, I owned a recording studio in Nashville, Tennessee. And I know how much work Josh had to put into that thing that he did. He must have spent weeks on that. It was awesome.
Yeah, actually, Josh,
anyway,
call back. I want to interview you on the making of that Packers parody song.
Yeah.
But go ahead, Dennis.
I bet you it took forever. Anyway, my taunting moment is Desmond Howard, and I can't remember if he did it before or after he ran one back in the Super Bowl. But he on the sidelines, he had a good run back to like the 50-yard line, and he just let the New England Patriots have it on the sidelines. I don't know if you remember that or not.
I remember that. That was great. That was a great memory.
I remember the kickoff return.
Is Favre taking his helmet off and running after
Thank you, Dennis.
Is that a taunting?
That's not a taunt.
Yeah.
That's a celebration, isn't it?
Okay. Favre taking you couldn't do that nowadays. That's a flag now. Take your helmet off.
It is, and
Yep.
that's annoying.
It is annoying.
That's stupid. The play's over.
It's an iconic moment.
And totally, and you can see him like the emotion that's evoked, like his smile, like that's what people fell in love with. And people always said when I was around campus, it was easier to know what basketball players looked like versus football players because you guys wear a helmet. And to that point of Brett taking his helmet off, like everyone obviously was getting, you know what the NFL players look like if they're really good. But you want emotion out of sports. That's my whole thing about being mad about Giannis being ejected. It's like I want him to show that emotion. Josh from Heartland, welcome back into the show. How long did it take you to make the Hamilton remix parody song of the Green Bay Packers before they played the Vikings?
So it didn't take weeks. The idea was in my head for a little while because I knew that Jason was a big Hamilton fan. I just didn't know how it would ever come together. And then, because if you rewind to, headline history, the big change and shift in the headlines was Tausch's President's headline. And I came back with and it was sarcastic because I thought it was so ridiculous. And I came back with a headline that had, 10 different presidents in it. It was ridiculous because it's these aren't headlines. But, so I have this idea of that because, the Vikings have Justin Jefferson president. Alexander Madison, obviously, that's not, Hamilton wasn't a president, but it just, the idea was in my head, but it wasn't until we were coming up on even this year. How was the idea in my head?
No, I was just saying that's powerful.
It's a powerful.
Oh, powerful. Got it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so,
real quick, Josh and Heartland.
I know.
To the OG Josh and Heartland, this is a different Josh and Heartland. I'm a musician as well. Let's collab, and the Joshes from Heartland can do a headline. Are you open to that?
That's actually my burner account.
Oh, so. You have two. You're the second Josh and Heartland.
Hey.
I'm just. Yeah. So anyway, it worked out. I sat down for 20 minutes and started jotting out some ideas, and trying to figure out because I don't actually know the musical all that well, but my sister and my boss are obsessed with it, and so I saw it earlier this year in Appleton, and I mean it's a powerful musical. There's no doubt about that, and so it's just a fun way to tie in what was happening with the Vikings and I know I'll never hear. As soon as I hear Alexander Madison on a highlight, that's the only thing I can think of.
That's all I can think of every time. Thank you, Josh.
It's a parody, but
Alexander
Madison.
Madison.
Have a good one, guys.
So good. So good.
800-990-3776. It's on YouTube, I believe, the parody song that Josh and Heartland made for Wildy and Tausch's headline segment, which you can hear on Fridays. So stay tuned to Mark Tauscher singing his heart out tomorrow. 800-990-3776. Keep the responses coming. A couple good ones as we ask you after Giannis gets tossed yesterday. I like taunting. I want more taunting. I like emotion. It keeps me entertained.
How do you want more taunting when you talk about you don't like Jair doing his seatbelt thing?
No.
Lock in.
I've never said anything about that.
Yes,
what
you
I
did.
said about Jair is
after a play, if you guys are losing and you're
if you're getting your bleep kicked in and your team sucks and the Vikings are driving down your throat and then KJ Osborne has 4 catches for 60 yards on the opening drive of the second half, that's going to piss me off. You're shaking hands with your buddy who just gave up a 9-yard completion as they drive down your throat.
I mean,
celebrate at the right time. Show emotion when you actually deserve to.
So you can only taunt when your team is winning.
I mean, if you make a game-changing play,
listen.
That was a 9-yard game.
No, I'm just asking a question. The world according to Ben is that you can only taunt if you are up in the game.
So now you're making stuff up because you've been wrong all day. More Kyle, Brust, and Nortman next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light.
Jordan Love is the first black starting quarterback for real since, who was it, Lynn Dickey?
Lynn Dickey. Wait, Lynn Dickey was no damn black.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We got backups along southbound 43, pretty much solid from Bender Road all the way down past North Avenue, so heads up with that. Also back on the brakes right through the Marquette interchange. Northbound side slowing down from before Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up to Keefe. Southbound 41 slowing from Silver Spring down past Capitol Drive. And then on the bypass heading southbound from just before Beloit Road down and around the Hale interchange. Going to be heavy. Does not really let up till you get past Forest Home. Traffic is brought to you by Land Rover Waukesha. Check out the new full-size 2023 Defender 130 with seating for up to 8 passengers. Go to LandRoverWaukesha.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy and breezy, a chance for sprinkles, a low of 34. Then tomorrow, partly cloudy and breezy, a high of 48. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
There might be a new enemy in the state of Wisconsin.
Just like you, I was born a Brewer. This will always be my team.
Craig Counsell is heading south of the state line to become the next manager of the Cubs.
This is probably the biggest move that people don't agree with ever.
Is this the end of the golden age of Milwaukee Brewers baseball?
I feel further than ever. I feel further than ever from the World Series.
We are the only place to react to the news and talk about what's ahead. 94.5 ESPN.
They say seeing is believing, and when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sportsbook, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
This is the sweet, sweet sound of you crossing off your holiday list at Festival Foods. Turkey? Check. Crowd-pleasing side dishes from the deli? Check. Fresh baked pie? Check. Better make that pies. Check. We know the holidays can be hectic. We'll be here for you all season long. Festival Foods. Happy to help.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields. If you're in the market for a full-size 8-passenger SUV, look no further than the Defender 130. And with the Defender 90, the 110, and this 130, there's luxury in the right size for everyone. And now is the best time to take advantage of a great offer like this.
For a limited time, get 3.9% special APR rate for up to 60 months on new 2023 Defenders at Land Rover Waukesha. Go to LandRoverWaukesha.com.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Hey, it's Gary Olson here for Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center. Looking for that midday escape? Or maybe you want to impress a client? No matter the season, rain, snow, or shine, Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is open for you. A top-tech, cutting-edge golf experience that gives you the chance to play legendary courses. Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center simulators, entertainment, and best Bloody Marys make it feel like summer all year round. Just $35 an hour gets you a round and puts that summer feel back in your life. Book your bay at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Let me tell you. You my little boo thing, so I'll give a hoot what you do. Say, girl, I know you a little too tame. I'll be shooting that shot like
800-990-3776, asking you, what are the best taunting moments in Wisconsin history? The one that I've seen come up a lot is Al Harris. Because Tim Hasselbeck said, we want the ball, and we're going to score.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That is a really good one. I mean, I guess Al Harris didn't do a ton of taunting in that.
Did he wave him goodbye after he scored? Oh, he put the finger in the air.
He put the finger in the air, but like the taunting was Matt Hasselbeck. It was the owning of the taunt that I feel like.
We want the ball, we're going to score.
Not.
I can't imagine saying that at an overtime playoff game.
Yeah, I
Coin
mean,
flip.
that's because you're a punter and you're pretty even keeled.
Yeah, but you're away. You're into a microphone, into the away crowd. I don't know. I mean, you got to have some cojones for that one.
Teddy from Watertown chimes in. As far as taunting, the Prince Fielder home plate explosion.
That's mine. That is historic. That team, though they didn't make it to the playoffs as many times, it's under the betrayal guy that we just kicked out of town.
Escorted him out.
Betrayal guy?
Escorted him out.
The betrayal guy?
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you that Benedict Arnold, but I'm going to tell you this. That team with Prince Fielder, J.J. Hardy, Ricky Weeks, Corey Hart, that squad, man, seeing Prince Fielder hit that home run and get to home plate and he step on home plate, everybody fall, that was just top notch.
That was like the original Brewer team to bring the franchise back to life. I love that team.
800-990-3776. Keep the taunts coming that you love in Wisconsin. Brad, do you have one that comes to mind?
I do have one that comes to mind, and it's a vile one. It's one that was, I know, scarred into my brain as a young Packer fan. Randy Moss, I believe it was Monday Night Football, when he goes to the end zone and he does that fake pulls his pants down and moves the crowd. That was a pretty epic taunt. Hurtful for all those Packer fans out there, but I gotta say that
Joe Buck was lame for the way he did that.
Yeah.
Oh, nobody wants this. This is ridiculous. Yeah. But I actually like Joe Buck. I think he's a good
playoff game too.
Yeah, was it really?
It was a playoff game.
Oh man.
Justin Racine chimes in. Donald Driver shimmy after big plays.
That ain't
I like that one.
That's just celebration.
I mean, it was the no fun league, so you had to figure out a way.
That moon though, as a Packers fan, I couldn't even be mad.
You weren't at all mad?
That was hilarious. I thought it was way overblown. And as a Packer fan, watching Randy Moss do that, it hurt me, but also man, that is so creative.
Man, as a Packer fan that bleeds green and gold, that shocks me.
It's funny.
I mean, it was
funny.
It was super funny.
Like that was good. That was good. Mooning the fans. It was great. You got, again, give credit when credit's due. And that would...
Hey, and he wasn't dejected from that game. He's got a little penalty.
It's funny. Evan Witalison, we've gotten this one a lot, chimes in with the Aaron Rodgers, I still own you. Is that the only... Rodgers isn't much of a taunter.
No, I mean, the belt thing was... I guess that's a celebration. Being able to get the belt and how
the audio's good, but I just wish in the audio somehow you could replicate the amount of middle fingers that were being thrown at Rodgers. That is the best part of that video clip, is just watching him say that to all of them, knowing that they are just so pissed.
Yeah, the belt thing, though, for a lot of fans who were opposing Packers fans, to see Aaron Rodgers do the belt, that was a taunt. It really was, because you see him celebrating doing it like that. It's one of those things where you're annoyed because he's so dang good. And so I think that was definitely a taunt celebration.
You have a touchdown celebration that you're not taunting the opponent exactly, but remember the Aaron Rodgers where he's doing the
Key and Peele skit,
the Key and Peele thing? Is that can it get so
the hip thrust
chill that this is a clearly a taunting because they planned it or anything like that? Can just a pure celebration ever tiptoe the line of taunting, or is that not? Is that too, not offensive enough?
No, a pure celebration can.
When you whoop an ass. If you celebrate enough when you're up a lot, it's taunting. Aaron from Fredonia chimes in. AJ Hawk randomly flipping everyone off after making a random tackle.
That's a good one. You said flipping somebody off. It's a good taunt. The last time we may see David Bakhtiari in the Green Bay Packers,
yes,
he flipped the bird to Chicago. So our boy Aaron Rodgers, who's now in New York, basically said, I own you to the Chicago fans as his farewell. And then
D-Bach said, bleep you.
D-Bach, he flips the bird to the fans on the way. I love that. If that is the last time I get to see D-Bach in a Packers uniform, I am happy and I am satisfied, because that is a pristine, it's just perfect way to leave that terrible place, Soldier Field.
You know what's a really great tradition that I love? I love when sack leaders or people that are good at sacking the quarterback have their own. I think of Gilbert Brown as a grave digger. Yeah, that was a really good one.
The Micah Parsons right now, he does the army crawl type thing, right? Where he's I said, man, how does that man move like that?
Yeah.
How does that man move like
I love
that?
a sack celebration.
Oh, I do like that one, Teddy. Teddy from Watertown chimes in. The Aaron Jones goodbye when he, because the picture is really cool when he's going in the end zone and he's waving goodbye as he walks in. I do love that one as well. Bobby Portis. That's a good one.
That is
Bobby
a good one.
Portis.
So how does Bobby Portis taunt?
Buck's sons, he basically put Chris Paul in his pocket. Chris Paul was whining like a little baby, and he got in his face. Like, it was just amazing. He high-stepped down the court.
The
high
foul
step
for that one.
Yeah, and I don't think he did. He should have maybe gotten one, because if Giannis got one yesterday for that, then Bobby should have got one for high-stepping in the finals.
Because it was a bad call and he high-stepped, I felt like. They called him on a foul.
Bucks bot account 252 chimes in. Bucks Nation heated about those bogus ref ejections about Giannis. Outrage! There's like a million Bucks bot accounts that just send a random text in here. I absolutely love it.
Texting who?
The text line. I literally label like it's a bot. Like, it's just like Giannis and company win 3 straight. It's just like
what is Russia trying to do?
Are you sure it's just not a fan?
No, Kyle. I'm like 10,000% sure. I've marked you can read the text after text after text.
You know what I like about Ben? Ben takes the time to label. This is a talking text line. This 800-990-3776. This is a talking text line for all of ESPN Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And Ben is going in there labeling box.
All right, you ready for this?
Like
Bucks bot account 6969. I just labeled them random stuff. I'm such a child. Salute to the Bucks extending MVP Giannis and ready to win another title in Milwaukee. Bucks Nation is pumped up about Giannis, signed and sealed to win more NBA titles. Bucks Nation is hyped to see Bucks debut tonight with Dame Time.
Maybe
Bucks Nation salutes Dame Time and debut showing why he was acquired.
Maybe this is a fan that is just letting you know what Bucks Nation is feeling. Like, who gave you the
more
authority?
like Bucks putting it on Miami for the win?
Who gave you the authority to just change names and label things and call things bots?
If that's a person, that is a creepy person.
Yeah.
Very creepy.
Well, just name
That's
a creepy
creepier than a
person.
bot.
Creepy Bucks fan.
MVP Giannis unstoppable, closing out another win. Giannis unstoppable and dominating like the MVP. Giannis still dominating like the MVP of the league. These are within weeks of each other. The same damn text. They're aggregated throughout wherever.
You know what? I don't have any pushback or, I'm not going to debate with them. They are absolutely right. They're right. They are right. MVP Giannis got paid.
Is it all
Dick Van Dyke chimes in. Am I a bot, Ben? Yes, Dick. You definitely are.
Are all of them positive Buck things?
Yes.
Or is it ever?
Yeah. It's all hype train.
What did they say during the playoff series last year against Miami? Silent.
Bucks down 3-1, about to make history. Something like that. It's just like it's
I like it. I don't see the issue.
You are a Packers bot account. He is Kyle Wallace sitting here in the flesh. Brad Nortman with us. Kyle Brust Nortman, 94.5 ESPN. Coming up next, better for the Packers to be 0-4 the next 4 games, but Love play bad, or better that they go 4-0 and the Packers play good in spite of Love. That's next.
We've got delays along southbound 43 coming in from Good Hope Road all the way down through the Marquette. Northbound side's heavy from Fond du Lac Avenue up past Keefe. Also have a heavy ride along 41 southbound just north of Good Hope Road. Heavy spot there southbound on 41. Again, back on the brakes from before Capitol Drive down past Capitol. And then we've also got an accident. Actually, it's a broken down vehicle with the 2 left lanes blocked on the eastbound airport spur just as you're getting to Howell Avenue, that off-ramp there. So just be careful as you're making your way through there. Traffic is brought to you by the Golden Mast Inn. Looking for a perfect wedding venue? Open air terrace nestled over Okachi Lake. Weisgerber's Golden Mast, your wedding place on the lake. Visit goldenmastinn.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy and breezy, chance for sprinkles, a low of 34. Tomorrow, partly cloudy and breezy, a high of 48. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Maziga on 94.5 ESPN.
Don't put your life on hold to earn a degree. Lakeland University has a long history of making students' dreams come true. Since 1862, build a schedule that meets your needs with options for 7 and 12-week courses, evening classes, and the ability to join classes remotely. Lakeland University is Wisconsin's leader in evening and online education. They have a main campus in Sheboygan County and 6 centers throughout the whole state. Lakeland University. Affordable, quality, flexible. Find out your next steps at info.lakeland.edu.
There's only one place in Milwaukee where every day of the year, dreams and reality get together for a great time. Where you can walk in a player and walk out a winner. That place, Potawatomi Casino Hotel. With fantastic dining, gaming, sports betting, a luxurious hotel, and endless ways to win, the excitement never stops. The only thing missing is you. Your win is waiting. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Visit our website to learn more. Must be 21 to enter casino.
Congratulations are in order for Cedar Ridge Distillery's Original 86 Bourbon, the best-selling bourbon in Iowa for a 3rd straight year, making a home in Wisconsin. Ben Brust here to tell you more about Cedar Ridge Distillery's bourbon and whiskey. Aged in non-climate control rick houses, the Midwest weather means Cedar Ridge products go through all the temperature swings. That means unique flavors. So it makes sense that the Quintessential is one of the highest awarded American single malts. Trust me, each bottle of Cedar Ridge is handcrafted with that Midwest feel. Learn more about their award-winning products at cedarridgedistillery.com.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Ashton Rotman with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Franklin Sabres football's Terrence Shelton Jr. A monumental performance from the senior running back in Franklin's Level 3 playoff game at Muskego last week. 33 carries, 194 yards rushing, and a touchdown as the Sabres avenged last season's loss to Muskego with a second-half barrage, winning 35-7. Shelton Jr. racking up the Southeast Conference awards this season as well. He was recognized as the running back of the year, the offensive player of the year, and was also named first team all-conference. The running back is committed to continue his football career in college at the University of Buffalo. He also got 11 Division I offers aside from that one. Congratulations to Terrence Shelton Jr. on being this week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, and good luck against Sussex Hamilton in Level 4 on Friday.
Attention value hunters, save on new Black Friday Now deals this week at Fleet Farm. Enjoy 20% off select sizes of our chocolate candies. Get a Food Saver vacuum sealing system for just $69.99. Stay warm and cozy with Mega Warmer 10-packs, 2 for $10. And stock up on softwood fuel pellets, 2 bags for only $11. Save big on everything you need for everyday life at Fleet Farm.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
There's something in the styrofoam. Spend a day to get my mind blown. Dress it up and go to Nassau. 200 miles on the dash. Got a roll of
Experiencing pain in your knees, like our friend Ben Brust is, or your hips, or your back, or whatever it is on your body, then you need to go to QC Kinetics. Ben, that's where you need to go. You need to go to QC Kinetics to find pain relief that is enduring, long-lasting, and the natural way. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine because it restores and repairs your damaged tissue the natural way. That's because they use properties of science that come down to lasting relief, that they are able to take your body's natural healing properties, put it right back in your joint, and allow for that healing process to take place with, listen to this, no drugs, no downtime. And they're trusted QC Kinetics clinics all over the country. 150 total clinics all over the nation. And there's one right here in Milwaukee. So there's no excuse for living with that pain any longer. In 2024, you can be moving, active, with no more pain in your hips, your knees, your shoulders, your back. And that's because their advanced regenerative treatments are giving people amazing experiences and they're getting amazing reviews. Again, no drugs, no downtime, no surgery. Call QC Kinetics today for a free consultation. Let their medical professionals give you a better path toward that pain-free life. So call 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474. One more time, 414-285-3474.
On Twitter at KBN ESPN, you can find the poll. Over the next 4 games, would you rather see the Packers go 0-4 but Jordan Love play great? or the Packers go 4-0 and win in spite of Jordan Love. Right now, or 0-4 and Jordan Love plays great is 65%. 4-0 winning in spite of Love is 35%. I'm in the camp that it's 0-4 and Love plays well. Kyle has convinced himself today that 4-0 in spite of Love would be a great thing because that way you don't have as many spots to figure out. You just need to figure out that QB position if Love's not the answer. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's a great assessment of my my great take.
And for me, I'm 0-4, but Love playing great. I mean, you are utterly rudderless as a franchise.
Tell him why he's wrong. Right now. Tell him why he's wrong.
Because, Kyle, listen up. You are rudderless. You have no direction. You have no hope if you don't have a quarterback. And even going to the draft, as exciting as that is, there's no guarantee any of those dudes work out. We need Jordan Love to step up, play like a franchise quarterback. And if he does that, even if the Packers lose, you have clarity there. That's something you can build around. You can look forward for 10, 12 years and say the Packers are going to be competitive because they have a franchise quarterback. You can go to the draft, give him a guy like Marvin Harrison to be able to be a 1-2 connection for a long period of time. So give me the losses now, but the clarity for a future quarterback, because that is something that franchises get on their hands and knees and pray for, and they still can't even get.
Powerful!
So you'd rather create a culture of losing and then put the future of this franchise in the hands of Brian Gutekunst to put talent around Jordan Love after he failed, because we're saying that he played well, but the team went 0-4, which means the team around him isn't that good. So right now we're hoping that Jordan Love is good and hoping that Goody can find the players that he couldn't find the first time to put him around Jordan Love. Oh, and by the way, as you said, Jordan Love, if he does play very well, which I hope he does, he's going to get paid at the end of next season.
The good news for Goody, if that were the case, right, if he does end up with some of these higher picks, I don't think Marvin Harrison's going to be there. I don't think the Packers are going to be in a spot where they're going to be low enough in the draft. But if you are in anywhere from the 4 to 8 range, right, like you can't screw that up. It's really hard to screw that up. You can, but again, it's really hard to.
Okay, so that's great. So what Goody's probably going to do is we're not going to draft a receiver in the first round. We're going to draft somebody from South Dakota State University, is the top football team in FCS football right now. I'm sure they have some stud wide
It's so weird because he drafted a bunch of Georgia guys. He's drafted some big name guys on defense. But when it comes to offense, it's very bizarre how he's built the colleges.
We look at it. Christian Watson went to North Dakota State. Romeo Dobbs went to Nevada. Oh, Tucker Kraft, who hasn't really done much this year, he went to South Dakota State University. Oh, Jordan Love, Utah State. Huh. And then we can even Luke Musgraves, he went to Oregon State. They're not known as a football factory, at least it's D1. Real upper
talking
D1.
about? They're ranked this year. They're good.
They're not known as a football factory.
I mean, that's not always fair because you're always going to find guys at schools.
But my whole point is this, is that with the formula you all want, and again, I want Jordan Love to be successful and I want the team to win. I want it all. I want my cake and eat it too.
Yeah, that's not possible.
What do you mean it's not possible? That's the whole goal, is to play well and win. That's what do you mean? Not possible.
But it's not possible based off what you've seen. They're 3-5, Kyle. And you would say to yourself heading into Sunday, how confident I am about them playing well and beating the Steelers.
And that's the whole thing.
Then the next week. And then the next week and the next week, you're not going to be confident. So you're not going to be able to have your cake and eat it too.
But what I'm saying is this. Just hear me out. My name's not Brad, but hear me out.
That's Wednesday's 3:15, but we'll allow it at 4:38 right now.
If the Packers go 4-0, and the team wins despite Jordan Love not playing well, what does that tell you about this team? It tells you that this team is starting to progress in other places. Yes, the quarterback position may be stagnant, but that means the offensive line is probably
Let me evolve this question real quick then, because I do agree with the premise that you do find some clarity if you're 4-0 and you win in spite of Jordan Love. But now I'll just ask you, what are the chances that they go 4-0?
It's not going to happen. This is all happening. Listen, you asked me a question, I gave you the answer.
I know. I was genuinely curious on when you talk to yourself on a Thursday, on Optimistic Thursday, I didn't know how much you were believing if they could go 4-0 in the next 4 games.
But here's the thing. If they went 4-0, and they beat the Lions, they beat the Chargers, they beat the Steelers, and they beat the Chiefs, we should be optimistic about, wow, Matt LaFleur was able to turn this thing. Yes, that's powerful. He was able to turn this thing around. And so that's why I'm saying if that were to happen and Jordan Love didn't play well, that means the rest of the team played well enough to slow down the Chiefs, to slow down the Chargers, to slug it out and beat the Steelers, and to also beat the team, the Lions, who came in here and spanked you at home. So that's why I say we would be optimistic if they were 4-0 and won 4 games in a row against those teams. That means your roster is starting to get better.
I have a bad feeling that Pittsburgh's going to play really well offensively. You know why? It just like as soon as everyone got optimistic about the Packers last year, I forget which game they had won, and then it was a Thursday night football game against the lowly Titans. Ryan freaking Tannehill threw for 300 yards. And like he wasn't having a good season at that point. They had no weapons last year. It was a one-dimensional team. It was Derrick Henry last year. They evolved a little bit, obviously, and they're trying to find their quarterback situation this year. But my point is like, golly, like if Kenny Pickett puts it on you and then you go into Herbert, Goff and then company, and then Mahomes and company, that is a scary thing if this defense doesn't build some confidence on Sunday.
Well, and there's something about playing at Pittsburgh, too. I mean, gosh, I'm telling you, there are a few stadiums in the NFL where you have actual home field advantage, and Pittsburgh's one of them. The fans come out, the players play well, those terrible towels start waving, and Renegade is playing. Like, they can get up on you fast.
You got some PTSD? Do they chirp you?
He chirped the punter.
Actually, I had pretty good. No, I actually played well at Pittsburgh. I had pretty good experiences there.
So they booed you. Do you even boo the punter?
No,
I don't think.
Okay, we've asked everyone on the KBN Nation of the best taunts in Wisconsin sports. Your best taunt, Brad Nortman. You don't strike me as a taunter.
My best taunt?
I mean, you had some excellent punts. You had some fakes and pass completions in NFL and in college, and like. You had to do some type of celebration.
I mean, it's hard to taunt. And if you haven't seen Brad do the fake punt against Iowa, you watch his slide/dive. It's hard to get up from that and have swag.
He should have did a shimmy.
I did spring just right back up and ran to the sideline after that Iowa fake. That's it. Just like, whoa, what just happened? I will say, I don't even call this a taunt, but like. Big Ten championship game, my senior year, we were playing Michigan State. It was back and forth all games. Kirk Cousins on their side, Le'Veon Bell. It was a great game. And it came down to the end. We went 3 and out. They used all their timeouts. There was like 50 seconds left. I go out there and punt, right? I punt it, and it was 4th and 4, and the dude like ran into me, right? And got a penalty. Running into the punter, 5 yards, first down. We kneel it out and we go to the second straight Rose Bowl.
Does it make you mad that they call it running into the kicker when it's a punter sometimes?
Did I say running into the kicker?
You said running into the punter, and it's usually they say running into the kicker.
Yeah, that is wrong. That is objectively wrong. I am distinctly different from a kicker. I think I did something like not like a throat cut, but like, hey, we're good. Like I did something like this, like from the YouTube stream.
Like it's over?
Yeah, like it's over. Like yeah.
Wait a minute, Brad. I think Brad, you might have left out a big detail. Did they return a big return after that?
It was a big return. Yeah. But guess what? It didn't count, baby.
Running into the punter.
And that guy was an NFL.
Oh, I'm watching it now. Brad is celebrating like a mug, boy.
Yeah.
He was celebrating.
Does our guy have swag?
But the guy returned it 40 yards, but Brad was celebrating. He ran into me.
Yeah. Yeah. One of those, and like, we good, baby. We're going.
We good, baby. We're going. Kyle, I'll have you hold that up to the
textbook. It's textbook
Brad,
running into the punter.
Brad literally put his leg down on him, bro.
Oh my gosh, the drama. The drama.
Brad, did you bring your leg down to him?
No, that's how I punt. I was looking at the ball the whole time.
You got to put that to the camera.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's very hard to see on the screen. It's too dark.
It is very dark.
It's legendary, baby.
But yeah,
Brian Balaga, former tackle for the Packer. Was he friends with the punters on the team? We'll find out.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
You also say chaos weird.
Chaos?
It's like there's like an os at the end.
Yeah,
chaos.
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 It's chaos. It's
Chaos.
just like it's like chaos. Like
Chaos.
Is
Okay.
it one syllable or two?
Chaos. It's
Two syllables.
Chaos. Let's try and make it
Chaos.
one syllable when you say it. How about
Chaos.
Be like,
No.
chaos.
I'm going to do what I'm doing.
Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Football Guy.
What the hell happened to Bucky on your hat?
Football Guy.
A lot of wear and tear for old B.
Coming at it from different views.
I'm just saying he's well worn. I mean, his face is missing. Okay, well, it's probably time for me to freshen that up. Bucky wants to flip you off right now.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by Coors Light. Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN. And available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
The Saganiac Planning Fantastic Finish, February 5th, 1974. Marquette at the Arena against Wisconsin. Not the most important finish ever, but maybe the one most talked about. Maurice Lucas with a 20-foot jump shot at the buzzer. Marquette won 59-58, and that's when things really started. Al McGuire jumped on one of the courtside tables to celebrate, and the father of the Badger twins gave McGuire half a peace sign that was photographed perfectly. Not photographed, but Lucas told McGuire minutes later, "You better be glad I made that shot, or you would have been hiding under that table and not on top of it." Ready for a game changer? Now's the time to take your shot with Quartz. Quartz, your local provider-owned and affordable health insurance. Quartz is a proud partner of Aurora Healthcare, so you get to stay in the network you love with the providers you love. Visit quartzbenefits.com or Saganiac Planning, 262-783-6161. Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service. Quartz branded health plans are offered by Quartz Health Benefit Plans Corporation, Quartz Health Plan Corporation, and Quartz Health Insurance Corporation, which are separate legal entities.
Hey, it's Gabe Neitzel from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. You've heard me talk about the results mentality has had on my life, but don't just take it from me. Jason has had success too, thanks to mentality.
My only regret is I didn't do it sooner. Knowing once again I've gotten the treatments done and continuing, I do feel, stuff does hurt a little bit more, but I'm 40, in my 40s, and that's going to happen. But again, the energy levels, it is above and beyond. Again, I'm back in that age where I'm like, this is amazing.
Get started today at lowtusa.com.
Get your game on at the Island Resort and Casino with first-round picks of your favorite slots and table games. Bring friends and watch your favorite team compete on big screens. Grab game day eats in T. McSee's Sports Bar or celebrate your team's victory in Horizon's Steakhouse. To book your game time at the Island Resort and Casino, call 800-682-6040 today.
Take it to the house this season and enjoy tailgating from your own backyard. Tito's wants to make sure you have the best tailgate on the block. You can win game day gear for your next gathering by entering to win at Tito'sTailgate.com. Be sure to enter by November 15th for your chance to win a Solo Stove Grill, a Brewmate back tap for batch cocktails, or a Tito's football jersey. For official rules, visit Tito'sTailgate.com. Must be 21 years old to enter. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly. Get to and from every home game in Green Bay this football season safely. Milwaukee Broadhouse, Jack's American Pub, and Wanakee Golf Course all offer transportation on game days. They've got bus services with private restrooms and all-you-can-drink packages. Book your round-trip ride from any of these locations and get complimentary access to an all-you-can-eat and drink tailgate at the bar on Holmgren Way. Make your reservations now. There's still room for the November 19th game. Visit MilwaukeeBroadhouse.com to book your trip today and use code ESPN23 for 10% off.
Hey, it's Gary Olson here for Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center. Looking for that midday escape? Or maybe you want to impress a client? No matter the season, rain, snow, or shine, Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is open for you. A top-tech, cutting-edge golf experience that gives you the chance to play legendary courses. Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center simulators, entertainment, and best Bloody Marys make it feel like summer all year round. Just $35 an hour gets you a round and puts that summer feel back in your life. Book your bay at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Well, on the way the time cold, I wanna be keeping you warm. I got the right temperature.
It will be the best thing possible if we can say that QB1 is the dog of the game on Sunday. Brought to you by Sit Means Sit. You can hear that on the Green Bay Game Day post-game show. Tomorrow we have Green Bay props and preview. Also brought to you by Sit Means Sit. But if your dogs don't always listen to you and you ask yourself, well, why aren't they listening to me? Well, You got a solution. Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Matt's team is amazing. You can contact them. Their Milwaukee and Waukesha location to schedule a free consultation. Go to sitmeansit.com. Check out their Milwaukee and Waukesha pages because you can have that happy and confident, obedient dog that you want, that your dog wants, all in one. Go to sitmeansit.com. Again, check out the Milwaukee and Waukesha pages. Joining us now, as he does every Monday and Thursday here before the Homer Hour, is former tackle for the Green Bay Packers, Brian Bulaga. Brian, what's going on, man?
Guys, how you doing this evening?
We're doing well. We got into a taunting conversation as Giannis got ejected after his second technical. I didn't like I like taunting. I like emotion. I don't like when you see someone do something so, I don't know, primitive in a way where you dunk on someone. You're supposed to show emotion. I don't want that to be reined in. What's the best taunt that you saw on the football field?
I guess maybe I never paid attention too much because normally when all the good stuff happened, when the skill position guys did cool stuff, I was
running to go get them.
Yeah, I was far away from it, so I never really saw any of the cool stuff.
What about like a defensive end who gets a sack? They have to have cool taunting.
But is it taunting or just a celebration? I guess is my question.
That's the distinction we've also been trying to make.
I look at it more as like a celebration. The D linemen always have celebrations when they get sacks. I always thought the coolest one was the bow hunter from the Eagles. What was his name? Great DN. Oh, Cole.
Trent Cole?
Trent Cole, yeah. He was the bow hunter. He would always do something because he was a big bow hunter when he was in the offseason. He always did that when he got a sack. I thought that was pretty cool.
I thought you were going to say Jared Allen. I was going to get really
Jared
upset.
Allen. His is really good, though.
Did you hate that?
Tie it up. That one's really cool.
Did you hate that?
I hated it, but I never gave up a sack to him. So So he never got to do it on me. So I'll say that. But yeah, when I watched it, it really did annoy me. It annoyed me. I thought Clay's was cool. The Predator, I thought that was pretty neat because I like the movie. But I think there's a big difference between taunting and celebrating, in my opinion.
Brian, this offense looks like a completely different squad in the first half versus the second half, particularly Jordan Love's play. But the offense in total, can you make any sense of why they are so off in the first half, but then come out completely different in the second half? Can you make any sense of that?
I try to. Especially as I'm watching it, I try to see what's going on between half 1 and 2, especially when I rewatch it from the all 22, you try to piece it together and you try to get into the psyche of the guys of what's going on. And the only thing I could really take from when I watched the first half to the second half is urgency. There's actual urgency from the offense in the second half, whether that be because they're down by so much or they've played so poorly in the first half that it's got to look better and it's got to be better in the second half. I don't know why. I mean, obviously I've said it quite a few times, and I think a lot of times in the second half they go to an up-tempo offense, and that frees guys up, gets guys thinking a little more freely and clearly, and they can just go and play ball. And I think maybe because the team is so young, and I hate to say it, their nerves are getting the best of them in this first half. They're not sure of what they're seeing on the field. They're not sure of their assignments potentially. And they're just going out there and playing and not really having a purpose. And then in the second half, they regroup, they get a little confidence and they roll and it looks better. So that really is the only thing I could put together because you watch it on tape and the plan doesn't really change too much from the first half to the second half. It's not like LaFleur's coming out with a new offense in the second half. It's the same offense, just executing the plays and the calls and everything is being done better in the second half than the first.
Brian, quick follow-up. So I know that usually, or almost all the time, there's a script, right, for the first however many plays to start the game, and the guys know what they are, and they've walked through them throughout the week. How many plays is that usually? We talking 10 plays? We talking 20? How many scripted plays are there to start the game, usually?
It changes from offensive coordinator to offensive coordinator. I noticed when I was in LA, it was probably 10 to 12 we had scripted out first. And then when I was with LaFleur, there was normally 15-20. In McCarthy, it was normally 15. And you go through those plays and you walk through them, especially on like Saturday walkthroughs. It's more like a jog through, walk through type deal. You walk through every play and different scenarios, and you do a few more, but normally you have a pretty good idea of what the first 15 are. But as an offensive lineman, I never really studied the first 15 because something else could happen, and you're in your mind preparing for, well, what if we get, outside zone or this pass play on the first play, and guess what? It's not that. And then you've been preparing for this as the first play or the second play, and it doesn't happen. So, you get a broad idea of what the first 15 are, but I never really paid too much attention to it.
Green 19, Grant not.
Brian, if somebody like Ben just did, it just out of nowhere just yelled out. If somebody were to come into an office, or when you come you're going to be live from the Tundra Tree on the 17th of November. Oh, I'm sorry. That's when I go on vacation, the 17th. I'm sorry. The 19th. On Sunday the 19th, you're going to be live from the Tundra Tree on Green Bay game day. If you were to see somebody walking around stretching on walls, would you think that was like a cry for attention if somebody was just randomly stretching everywhere?
Yeah, I would ask them, are they all right? Like, are you okay?
Yeah. I'm like, I just had a championship game last night.
Yeah, so Ben has been walking around the office stretching every time he can around different people in different groups, just so they can ask him what's going on, so he can tell people that he scored 40 points last night in a men's pickup league championship game.
And won.
Well, I mean, congratulations on, scoring 40 in a pickup game in the championship. That's great. But, to walk around the next day stretching, like, you really exerted yourself, and it was a real grind in the
Hey, I'm not going to lie, Brian. 32 is a little different trying to go at the same speed that you were 5 years ago.
I mean, I get it. But, but then that's, again, why I say maybe you should play golf. You know what I mean? Maybe you should
frustrating.
Play golf. Oh, but then, I played golf today. I'm a member guest at my club. I wasn't home today stretching out afterwards.
Oh, trust me, I live for member guests in the summer. You're talking to the right guy. I love those.
I mean, I felt good when I got home today. So, it's just maybe find a sport that doesn't impact your body so much.
The difference would be, Brian, though, you'd come home stretching and tight, and they'd be like, "How'd you do?" "Oh man, I shot an 80 today. It's my best ever." It's an invitation to ask him how well he did.
A cry for attention.
That's true.
I'm
the
youngest child, guys. Brian,
I get it.
4-0, and they win in spite of love, or 0-4, but love looks great.
Ugh. I hate this question. I saw it up. I'll take the 4-0. I want to see the wins.
Winners.
Come on.
I want to see the wins. I want to see the wins.
But if you're further away from a franchise quarterback, that's bad.
No, listen, you are a Pro Bowl tackle, all pro guy. This is a stud.
Just because he agrees with your take, now you don't have to jump all in.
We should listen to the guy that actually played.
I won a championship yesterday.
You want to win. You're there to win the games. Win the games.
You're such a football guy. Thanks, Brian.
Thanks, guys.
We've got delays along southbound 43 coming in from Good Hope Road all the way down through the Marquette. Northbound side